wash me over, wash me down. I wanna get saved, baby. Ooh, liquid Jesus, wash me over, wash me down. I wanna get saved, baby. Ooh, liquid Jesus. I feel something coming over me. You and I were made to be lovers. I've been praying for the day that you would come to set me free. It's finally over. You have released me, baby. Now we can fall in love and be reborn for all the world to see. Wash me over, wash me down. I wanna get saved, baby. Ooh, liquid Jesus, wash me down.
Hello, good morning, girls. How are you today? I hope you're fine. It's the first time we have now special time to do it online. It's the third time, but because of the COVID, because of the virus and this dangerous virus, the positive thing is that it pushes us to do new things we've never done before. And I think that especially it's going to touch many women, much more than what we have done until now. So today, it's really a conference only for you. So if you are a woman and you are watching this, please have a cup of tea, be in a cocooning place, and just sit and have your belt, take some tissues. It's going to be intensive with wonderful, beautiful testimonies, concerts, like we will see with Tam just after that. And we will also have some men who will talk to women. We will have documentaries, many things, artistic, beautiful words of encouragement. Wonderful. It's going to be great. And it's for more than 2 hours, so please be well, fine, and have a good time. So this song talks about the wilderness. And there is Tam, Luc, Stéphane, and Steve. I walked in the wilderness. I was thirsty and no one listening to me. I walked there in all the world, but no one was listening to me. I looked for in all the universe some help, but no one was listening to me. I was looking for under the seas. I needed to have some examples, but no one listening to me.
Personne ne m'écoute, oh, j'ai marché sur toute la terre comme un grand fou. Personne ne m'écoute, oh, 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 oh. Mais qui est celui qui m'a regardé? Sécher mes larmes et combler mes doutes, oh, c'est celui qui m'a écouté sans sourciller, sans regretter, oh, 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 oh. se fait peur. Ça monte, ça monte. Ça monte, ça monte. Ça monte, ça monte. Ça monte, ça Au sommet de la vague, au plus haut des étoiles, celui qui fait taire les vagues, celui qu'on ose appeler, et pourtant, et pourtant, et pourtant, et pourtant, nous sommes héritiers. Et pourtant, et pourtant, et pourtant, et pourtant, nous sommes héritiers. Ça monte, ça monte. Ça monte, ça jamais présent, tu resteras, les yeux dans les yeux, amoureux. Tu es là et tu attends ce petit mot, patiemment, tout patiemment, tout patiemment. Jamais présent, tu resteras comme un souffle doux et léger. Tu es là et tu attends mon petit mot, patiemment, tout patiemment, tout patiemment. berceau indifférent. Toi tu es là et tu attends mon petit mot. Patiemment, tout patiemment, tout patiemment, et infini présent, tu resteras comme un souffle doux, et léger, léger, léger. Tu es là et tu attends ce petit mot. Patiemment, tout patiemment, tout patiemment, cruel ou apaisant pour d'autres, qu'on le veuille ou non, tu resteras. Tu es là et tu insistes pour ce dernier mot. Patiemment, tout patiemment, tout patiemment. Mais un par un, quelques mille par mille, des millions par millions. Toi tu viens vers nous pour nous porter au ciel. Au ciel. Au ciel.
Salut les filles, j'espère que vous avez aimé Tam. Elle est juste exceptionnelle avec son petit band là. Et tout ce qu'elle a chanté, c'est sa création personnelle. Aujourd'hui, j'aimerais vous parler de la valeur de la femme. Donc la conférence de femmes, vous êtes une femme, peut-être une fille, une mère, une grand-maman, une entrepreneuse. Je ne sais pas exactement quel genre de femme vous êtes, mais en tout cas, moi je suis là aujourd'hui pour révéler la valeur qu'il y a en vous. La femme, c'est un petit peu comme une arme secrète. Elle est puissante. Elle est secrète, ça veut dire qu'elle est un peu cachée. Elle demande à être révélée pour porter toute sa puissance, pour briller au maximum. Et comme vous savez, les femmes dans l'histoire ont souvent été oppressées, dévalorisées, dominées par l'homme ou négligées, enfin toutes sortes de choses. Mais c'est intéressant de voir que en fait, ce qui est oppressé, en général, a beaucoup de valeur. Et c'est pour ça que c'est oppressé. Donc, moi, ça fait de nombreuses années que Dieu m'a parlé de la femme et de sa valeur. Il m'a dit, Sandra, j'aimerais que tu redonnes la dignité à la femme. J'aimerais que tu la conduises sur un chemin de restauration, un chemin de guérison, un chemin de délivrance. Parce que j'ai placé dans la femme une puissance extraordinaire pour libérer toute la famille. Une puissance d'intercession, une puissance de prière, une puissance de vie, premièrement dans ses entrailles et puis dans sa bouche. Donc en général, le challenge de la femme, c'est ses entrailles et c'est sa bouche. Donc c'est une arme puissante, mais il faut qu'elle soit dans les bonnes mains pour qu'elle libère la vie et pas autre chose. Donc aujourd'hui, on va vous partager des histoires de vie, des histoires de transformation qui vont vous donner beaucoup d'espérance. Parce que comme la femme, souvent, elle a été atteinte dans les entrailles, que ce soit des abus, des pertes de grossesse, que ce soit des violences, même intimes, sexuelles, etc. Il y a quelque chose qui se joue dans les entrailles parce que c'est là que sort la vie. Et puis, quand le cœur, on dit que le cœur, en fait, le cœur spirituel, il est là, c'est les entrailles. Et bien, c'est de l'abondance du cœur que la bouche parle, c'est ce que nous dit la parole de Dieu. Et bien, la bouche de la femme, elle est censée porter aussi la vie pour établir son mari, son conjoint, dans toute sa puissance, pour établir ses enfants, pour qu'ils rentrent dans leur appel, pour qu'ils soient forts, qu'ils puissent affronter la vie avec courage, pour qu'ils rentrent dans leur destinée. Donc la femme, elle a un rôle juste clé dans sa famille. Et puis, il faut comme lui redonner sa force, en fait, la force qu'on lui a volée sur le chemin. Donc c'est bien là mon intention et l'intention de toute l'équipe qui est avec moi. D'ailleurs, j'en profite pour honorer chaque personne qui a contribué à ce que ce talk show puisse se faire. Premièrement, Dieu, le Saint-Esprit et Jésus, parce que sans eux, ce serait totalement impossible. On a vécu des miracles les uns après les autres pour que toutes les vidéos fonctionnent, tout ce qu'on a préenregistré puisse vous être diffusé et puis tout ce live-là puisse fonctionner. Jusqu'au rideau qu'on n'a pas reçu à temps, on a dû vite aller avec mon cher mari Julien l'acheter hier. Enfin, peut-être qu'un jour vous aurez le bêtisier de cette émission, mais en tout cas, moi je me rappelle d'une parole d'un Coréen du Sud qui honorait les missionnaires américains qui étaient venus en Corée du Sud il y a plusieurs années, quand le pays était vraiment mis à mal. Et puis il racontait que ces missionnaires américains, ils ont commencé par ouvrir des hôpitaux, par ouvrir des écoles pour les enfants et à redonner la dignité aux femmes. Et en fait, par ces 3 mouvements, ils ont absolument transformé le pays. Et bien sûr que l'évangile était annoncé au niveau médical, au niveau de l'éducation, et puis à la femme, parce qu'elle a cette position stratégique dans la famille qui est absolument fondamentale. Qu'est-ce que je peux vous dire ? Je laisse parler les femmes. On va entendre Adèle qui va nous parler de la restauration de son identité et de son histoire de vie. Donc, je vous laisse avec elle. Salut Adèle.
Salut Sandra.
J'espère que tu vas bien aujourd'hui.
Très bien.
Ça me fait plaisir de t'accueillir parce que tu es une femme extraordinaire, pétillante. Tu es une maman, une grand-maman extraordinaire aujourd'hui. Mais j'aimerais bien que tu me racontes un peu ton enfance, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé dans ta vie. Vas-y, je te laisse nous dire.
Alors voilà, j'ai un frère et avec mon frère, on a dû s'occuper de nos parents. C'est vrai que j'ai eu des parents qui ne s'entendaient pas du tout, ma maman faisait des crises d'angoisse terribles. Et avec mon frère, c'est nous qu'on les a portés, qu'on s'en est occupés, qu'on a toujours fait attention. À quelque part, on n'a pas vécu de jeunesse.
Vous
tous
étiez
les deux.
Un peu les parents de vos parents.
Exactement,
quoi.
exactement. Alors mon frère a quitté la maison très vite. Et pour moi, ça a été terrible de me retrouver tout seul avec mes parents. Donc du coup, il y a 40 ans, une des solutions aussi, c'était de se marier.
Ouais.
Donc très vite, à 19 ans, j'étais mariée. Et je me suis lancée dans le mariage avec plein d'idées, plein de
rêves.
Plein de rêves, exactement.
Ouais.
Et puis, j'ai très très vite déchanté. Je me suis trouvée sans savoir... Alors, ce qu'il faut dire, que j'étais déjà tellement habituée avec mes parents à ne pas contrarier, à me taire, à accepter plein de choses.
Éviter les conflits, tout
exactement.
ça.
Que du coup, très vite, je me suis mis exactement dans ce même état.
Ouais.
De ne pas... J'ai tout de suite vu que, par exemple, si je disais quelque chose, c'était jamais ça. Si je voulais quelque chose, c'était pas ça. Donc tout de suite, j'ai réalisé qu'il fallait me taire, m'aplatir et rien faire. J'ai eu 2 filles. Enfin, nous avons eu 2 filles. Très vite, à 22 ans, je me suis déjà retrouvée avec 2 enfants. Et puis, sans savoir grand-chose, ni sur le mariage, ni sur les enfants. Enfin, on a plané, j'ai plané comme j'ai pu.
Ouais.
C'est vrai que souvent, je me suis dit que quelle chose de voir des filles comme j'ai eu, parce que vraiment, j'avais pas su, je savais rien comment faire. Mais c'était génial à quoi on est arrivé, comme elles ont grandi, comme elles ont fait.
Elles s'en sont bien sorties.
Mais c'est vrai qu'à la maison, c'était de plus en plus compliqué. Je ne savais pas pourquoi c'était comme ça. J'essayais tout le temps d'essayer d'arranger, de calmer. Et plus mes filles grandissaient, plus le conflit était énorme, était très très grand. J'ai des filles avec mon mari, mais aussi mon mari avec les filles. Surtout avec mon aîné, voilà, ça a été très très compliqué. À un moment donné, j'ai vu ma fille qui avait pris les devants, où elle voulait vraiment tuer son père. Et
Wow.
j'ai réalisé que c'était aussi à cause de ce qu'elle vivait.
Mhm.
Donc, ça a été compliqué, ça a été difficile. Et avoir de l'aide autour, c'était encore plus compliqué. Parce que pour tout le monde, j'ai un mari qui était très beau, très sociable, en dehors. Chose qu'à la maison, c'était pas du tout comme ça. C'était exactement l'opposé.
Ouais.
Donc, trouver de l'aide dehors, c'était impossible parce que personne ne croyait à
Ils
ce que je
croyaient pas,
pouvais
en fait.
dire. Voilà.
Ouais.
Ni moi, ni mes filles, on ne croyait. Donc, c'est vrai qu'on a fait un petit bloc là, ensemble. Et ça a été très, très douloureux et très difficile. C'est vrai qu'à un moment donné, ma fille est née avant 20 ans. Son père l'a mis à la porte. Alors c'est vrai que j'ai dit souvent, non, j'ai pas eu un mari qui a voulu me taper ou faire quoi que ce soit, mais dans les paroles, dans la manière de je sais même pas comment dire, psychologique.
Ben, est-ce qu'il avait un profil psychologique?
Alors je sais, oui, il avait un profil où, comment expliquer, tout ce que je pouvais dire, à un moment donné, tu vois, j'ai un pull vert,
Mhm.
il allait me dire qu'il était blanc. Alors moi, je le voyais vert. Et à un moment donné, c'était tellement convaincant que je disais, OK, il est blanc.
Mhm.
Et ça emmenait tout le temps, tout ce qu'on disait, tout ce qui se faisait. Donc il y a eu un moment donné où vraiment, je n'ai plus su, je ne le savais pas déjà, mais à un moment donné, je me suis dit que la seule solution pour moi, c'était de me suicider, de mourir.
Mhm. C'était de sortir de ce
De
monde.
me
quoi,
sortir
en
de
fait.
cela. Parce que pour moi, le divorce, c'était impensable. Je disais non, c'était un échec. Le divorce, c'était pas possible. Donc pour moi, la seule solution, c'était me suicider.
C'est une
Et
sorte de
j'avais,
fuite. Ouais.
voilà, et j'avais vraiment bien arrangé ça. Je n'allais vraiment pas me louper comme j'avais fait. Et le jour où j'allais le faire, j'ai ma fille, la deuxième, qui était à l'école d'infirmière à ce moment-là, qui est arrivée par hasard à la maison et qui s'est jetée dans mes bras, puis qui m'a dit une phrase, maman, si tu n'étais pas là, qu'est-ce qu'on ferait? Et c'est vrai que cette phrase m'a tellement percutée, ça a
sauvé,
percuté ma vie et ça m'a sauvée. Et du coup, j'ai dit, non, je ne peux pas faire ça pour mes enfants, je ne peux pas le faire. Mais alors, l'autre solution, c'était demander de l'aide. Et là, c'est vrai que j'ai pu trouver un couple qui s'occupait des personnes qui étaient en difficulté dans le mariage. Oui. Et en même temps, j'ai écouté aussi ce couple qui m'ont dit, mais va trouver un psychologue, Adèle. Alors pour moi, pardonne-moi Sandra, toi qui es psychologue, mais à cette époque-là, moi il y a à peu près 25 ans, les psychologues, non, aller chez un psychologue, c'était impossible.
C'était que si tu étais malade grave. Quoi.
Voilà. Et aussi, je ne savais pas non plus que j'étais aussi quand même un peu malade. Et c'est vrai que ça m'a beaucoup aidée. Je crois que le psychologue, pas la première fois, la deuxième fois que j'étais chez lui, il m'a jeté un paillasson à la figure, enfin qui ne m'est pas tombé à la figure, mais à côté. Oui. Puis il arrivait, il s'essuyait les pieds et il m'a dit, Adèle, vous êtes ça. Mais en plus de ça, vous acceptez que je me suis les pieds sur vous. Alors vous avez maintenant 2 solutions. Ou vous continuez à accepter ça, ou vous vous levez et vous changez. Wow. Vous prenez une décision.
Donc c'était une révélation, ça?
C'était une révélation. Je ne savais pas que je pouvais faire ça. Il m'a levé, puis il m'a dit, maintenant vous prenez votre voiture, vous allez crier, vous allez hurler quelque part. Et ça m'a fait faire tout un chemin dans ma tête. Et c'est vrai que je suis arrivée au divorce, qui a été très compliqué, très difficile, mais où je suis arrivée au divorce. Et c'est quand même avec ces psychologues et ce couple pastoral qui m'ont dit, mais Adèle, votre mari est un pervers narcissique.
Et ils ont mis des mots, quoi.
Ils ont mis des mots que moi je ne comprenais pas, que je ne savais pas ce qu'ils voulaient dire, qu'est-ce que c'était. Et là, tout d'un coup, j'ai réalisé, et je crois que le petit exemple que je veux juste te donner, le jour où j'ai déménagé, après le déménagement, j'ai été faire des commissions au centre commercial. Et quand j'étais avec mon chariot, puis que j'ai vu tout le magasin, tout ce qu'il y avait dedans, je suis restée bloquée parce que je ne savais pas ce que je voulais. Je ne savais pas ni ce que j'aimais, ni ce que je voulais. Donc, je laissais là mon chariot, je suis rentrée et ça a été tellement dur et difficile de dire, mais tu es qui? Qu'est-ce que tu aimes? Qu'est-ce que tu veux? Donc,
Ouais. Donc, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé dans ta vie pour qu'aujourd'hui tu sois tellement pétillante, que tu aides plein de femmes autour de toi, que tu sois toujours positive comme je te connais, Adèle? Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé suite à ça, en
à
fait?
ça. Alors, c'est vrai que ça a été un chemin super douloureux de savoir qui j'étais, parce que je ne savais absolument pas.
Oui.
Et entre autres, c'est vrai que jeune, j'avais rencontré une rencontre avec Dieu. Mais là, ça a été beaucoup plus personnel, parce que tout d'un coup, j'ai pu découvrir que j'étais enfant de Dieu.
Ouais.
Et ça a posé une identité en moi de qui j'étais. J'étais la fille de Dieu.
Wow.
Et ça m'a été un chemin qui n'a pas été du tout facile, hein, parce qu'il y avait tellement de travers, tellement de choses qui étaient enfermées, cachées en moi. Et petit à petit, c'est vrai que j'ai pu me trouver avec des gens qui m'ont aidé dans ce chemin. Mais ça a été un chemin douloureux où il m'a fallu quand même, en tout cas 6 à 7 ans, je ne sais pas plus, pour pouvoir entrer. Et c'est vrai ce que je dis souvent, là où l'ennemi m'a volé, depuis que je suis née, l'amour, c'est une des choses que Dieu m'a remplie, parce que c'est vrai que je l'aime et qu'il m'aime et je me sens tellement aimée. J'ai découvert cet amour inconditionnel où je peux être moi maintenant, qui je suis avec ma folie. J'ai dit là où l'ennemi a voulu me voler la joie, la paix, m'a voulu rendre amère, j'ai retrouvé la joie de vivre, le rire, moi qui ris depuis toute petite, je sais pas, mais j'aime rire, j'aime la joie, et je l'ai maintenant. Wow. Et j'ai dit c'est vraiment ma vengeance, ma revanche dans ma vie d'avoir retrouvé cela. Et c'est vrai que ça, je ne peux pas le cacher. Et j'ai juste envie de pouvoir le transmettre, de pouvoir le donner, de pouvoir dire la joie, encourager, relever, dire comment on peut, au-delà de toutes circonstances difficiles dans nos vies, on peut faire le choix et trouver les bonnes personnes qui nous aident pour nous relever.
Ouais. Mais ça, c'est extraordinaire.
Ouais, et c'est vrai que c'est un cadeau.
Je te remercie, Adèle, en tout cas, d'avoir partagé cette tranche de vie avec nous. Pas facile, mais aujourd'hui, moi, je te reconnais comme une femme pleine de joie, qui se sent aimée, qui est libre d'être soi-même, et puis tu impactes tous ceux qui sont autour de toi. Donc, merci, Adèle, pour cette interview.
Avec beaucoup de joie, Sandra.
Et puis, à tout bientôt.
À bientôt.
Hello, Mr. Duby. Oh, Mrs. Duby. Oh, this is for you. Oh, a plastic flower. Yes. Yes, this is a movie, no?
Non, mais sérieusement.
Wonderful.
Moi, j'aimerais vous dire.
I would like to tell you. So this is my husband, Julien Duby. He's wonderful. You don't know all what he does behind one day in the making of one day. For many days, he wakes up very early and goes to bed very late, and he's working like a crazy man. Like you can applaud him really, just for you. So together we have 6 boys, from 9 to 19 years old. Only boys we have. Isn't it? So this is why I do some ladies' conference, just to have the impression that there are some women with me. But without him, without this Mr. Duby, we could not do this. It is because I met a man. He encourages me, he reveals my value, he always tells me that I can do it, he's proud of me, he knows to say stop also, because it's important when I need, when it's necessary. It's valuable, man. I would like to introduce him, because he has things to say, not only to me but to you, so I let him speak. It's a great joy.
Bon j'ai pas su tout maîtriser.
I didn't know.
C'est-à-dire jusqu'à la couleur de la robe et tout ça.
So I didn't know how to handle everything like the color of the flower.
Je me suis dit.
It's beautiful, yes.
Ça faisait référence. Il y avait un chignon ce matin.
Because this morning their hair were different.
Là, je viens de leur dire que tu me valorisais tout.
Ah oui.
But
c'est ça valoriser en fait.
Yeah, I value her, but yeah.
Parler en vérité.
I speak also in truth. It's always important to speak in truth.
Et transition.
So this is a
Donc, il
transition.
parle à ces femmes-là.
So
D'accord.
he
Femmes
speaks
qui n'ont
to the
jamais eu
women.
d'homme qui leur a
Yeah,
parlé.
for these ladies who've never had a man to talk to them. So he's laughing, like to speak it in truth and with value.
Déjà, merci pour l'invitation.
Thank you for this
Et
invitation.
puis de prendre ce temps
And it's
pour,
very important to me
effectivement,
to, indeed,
parce que quand on fait,
Because
quand on dit on, c'est parce que
when we do,
on vit ensemble.
I say we because we live together, we sleep together, we are husband and wife. And the projects of Sandra, what she has in her heart,
Comme quand on attend un enfant.
like exactly the same way than when you are expecting a child, the woman is not alone.
Il n'est pas enceinte.
The man is not pregnant in the sense that he's not carrying this baby, but
Il vit aussi cette.
he's
gestation.
going through this process
Et ce
too.
projet-là,
And this
à
project,
mon avis, il a tout son
in my
sens,
opinion,
parce que.
all the meaning of it,
Alors, je ne sais pas si tu l'as dit.
so
mais
I don't know if you said it.
On est pasteur.
We
on est un
are
couple
also
pastoral,
pastors, we are
sur
a pastoral
Annecy. Et puis
pastor
dans
in
l'exercice
Annecy,
de ce qu'on fait,
and in
au
what we are
quotidien,
doing
bien sûr qu'on
daily.
rencontre beaucoup
Of course,
de-
we meet
d'hommes, de
a lot
femmes,
of
de
men, women,
couples.
couples.
Et ce que j'ai observé, c'est
What
que
I
la
noticed
femme,
is that the woman,
qu'elle soit en couple, qu'elle soit
in
célibataire,
a couple
qu'elle
or
soit
single
veuve, qu'elle
or
soit
a
divorcée,
widow or divorced,
finalement, son
Finally-
état civil, comme on dit,
finally her
sa condition
statue, her condition,
du quotidien,
her daily position,
même si elle peut passer ou traverser des épreuves
even if
plus
she
ou moins
can
difficiles,
go
le
through
deuil, le
hardships,
divorce,
a burial,
la perte d'un
divorce,
enfant,
a
enfin,
miscarriage,
quelle que soit la
whatever,
crise, et
whatever
d'ailleurs,
the
aujourd'hui,
crisis.
vous allez, aussi, il y a des femmes qui vont
Even
témoigner
today,
de
there are many
différentes
women who will
choses
talk
au travers
about
desquelles
these
elles ont
issues,
passé.
what they've been through
Et
today.
ce que je retiens,
So what
c'est que
I realize
la femme,
is that the woman,
si je fais une comparaison avec l'homme, pour
if
le
I
dire comme ça,
compare with the
c'est
man, if I do it like
elle
this,
a à cœur d'aller au fond des choses.
she has in her heart to go
Je crois
deeply
qu'il y a-
in
il y a-
anything, in
il y a
the
quelque
things.
chose que Dieu a mis dans le cœur
There
de la
is
femme
something that
par
God has
rapport à la
put
vérité.
in her heart
C'est-à-dire qu'elle
for the
a- elle a
woman.
beaucoup plus
It
de
comes
peine
from God.
à mettre le couvercle sur les choses. L'homme, on le sait par
We
définition,
know, for example,
il va plus facilement procrastiner. il va
the
plus
man
facilement,
will,
se mettre dans sa
postpone
grotte, c'est-à-dire, il a
things.
cette
He will
capacité
stay
qui est
in
certainement
his
aussi une
bubble.
protection, qui est-
Maybe, probably
je vais
as
pas
a
tout- on va pas
protection.
faire l'étude de
I
ça,
don't know.
mais-
We don't want to
mais
do a
si on
study
prend
of
les
it, but
grands-
if
les
we want to take the big
les
lines,
généralités, les grandes lignes,
the
j'observe que l'homme a vraiment cette
I see
capacité
that the man
à encaisser, pour le dire comme ça.
is
Mais
ready
c'est aussi un
to
peu son défaut,
handle the
c'est-à-dire
thing,
que,
but on
à
the
force
other hand,
d'encaisser, ben,
because
il
he's
se perd au
used
fond
to
d'un
that,
trou
he
dont
stays in his
ressort,
hole,
parfois jamais.
or he stays
Ce
in
que je
his
reconnais chez vous, les femmes,
in his
c'est
bubble.
que
But
vous
what
avez
I see in you,
vraiment
women,
ce désir,
you really have this
peut-être
desire.
pas tout de suite, c'est vrai, quand on fait face à
Maybe
un
not
deuil,
exactly
une divorce, une
immediately
crise, quelle
when
qu'elle
you're
soit, ben, il y a
facing
un
a
temps où
challenge or a crisis
accuser le coup,
with
et
the
puis ce
divorce,
temps, ce qu'on
miscarriage,
appelle deuil,
whatever.
ou
You need
cette
to
période-là.
go through the process
plus ou
of
moins de temps.
burial of this sadness, but you have this desire to get out of it. You always are ready to get out of this and to overcome it. You have this capacity that you never want to let things stay as it is when you face it. So, of course, it depends on what you are going through. It's not always easy to get out, but I really believe that God has put in the woman.
On essaye de dire oui, mais les femmes, c'est la même chose que l'homme.
Of course, some try to say men and
Mais,
women are the
mais
same.
ce que
No,
moi, je
but
pense,
what
et
I
là
can
où
see,
j'aimerais vraiment
and
vous
where I
encourager,
really would like
c'est
to
de
encourage you,
reconnaître que
is
Dieu a
to
mis quelque chose à
recognize that
l'intérieur
God
de
has
vous
put
qui est
something in you
précieux
that is
et qui
very
est
precious.
cette substance,
And it's
cette
this.
partie de Dieu, je ne
It's
sais pas comment
like a
l'appeler,
part from God. I
qui
don't
se
know
bat
how to
pour la
call
vie,
it. That
finalement.
is really
Qui se
fighting
bat,
for life.
comme on dit, une maman,
Like a
quand on touche
woman,
à son enfant, ça
it's
devient
like
une lionne, ça devient une
a
guerrière,
woman.
ça
If you
devient, elle est
touch her
prête,
child, she's going to be a
tout.
warrior. She's going to be a
Et
lioness.
c'est moins vrai chez l'homme.
It's
Même
not
si,
exactly
on
the
peut
same with
piquer
a man.
l'orgueil de l'homme, puis ça le fait
Of
réagir
course, if a
comme
man, you
ça.
know, you touch
Mais
his
cette
pride, or
réalité-là, elle est vraiment-
he is
ça
going
incarne
also
vraiment
to
pour
do
moi dans le
something.
cœur de la
But
femme.
for a woman, it's
Alors, de
really
nouveau, on peut le faire pour
truth.
meilleur
It's so
pour le
deep.
pire, faut le dire comme ça.
So
Mais ce que Dieu donne,
what
lui, il
God
le donne
gives,
pour le meilleur.
He gives it
C'est-à-dire
for
ce
the
ce
best.
que lui dépose dans
What
le
He
cœur
puts
de l'homme ou de la
in the
femme,
heart
là,
of
il
a
s'agit de la
man or
femme,
woman, and here it
il y a
is
toujours
for woman.
une pièce a toujours deux faces.
You know, there are always two
Donc il y a toujours
faces of the, you
le
know,
pendant.
the good and the bit less good of the things,
Mais je crois vraiment que si
but
Dieu
anyway,
vous a
I
construit
believe
comme ça,
that if God has
c'est-à-dire,
made you this way,
des
created
femmes
you this
fortes,
way, strong women,
battantes, guerrières,
warriors
volontaires,
and
c'est-à-dire
fighters,
avec le
they're
désir
willing with
d'aller
the
plus loin, avec
desire
le
to go
désir
further,
d'en découdre, avec le
to
désir
go
qui est la vérité,
and
qui
that
sorte
and
à un
you
moment
want
donné,
the truth.
ben ça c'est vraiment quelque
This
chose
is
qui est
really
précieux.
something that is
Parce
precious
que
because
dans le cadre, si je prends le cadre du couple,
if I see, like for example, in a
malheureusement, je
couple,
l'observe.
I have
Je dis
seen
pas que
it.
c'est une
Sadly,
généralité,
it's
mais-
not
enfin,
every
c'est
time, but
pour tout le temps, mais
but
c'est quand même un
anyway,
trait que j'observe
it's
dans
something
tous les
I've
couples qu'on
seen
voit,
in many
familles,
couples or families.
dans l'exercice
As a
d'être
pastor,
ou
I've
juste
seen
d'observer
that.
la
I've
société.
observed this in the
Ben, c'est la
society
femme
too.
qui va aller
It's many times the woman
au fond des choses.
who wants to go in the
Et
deepest
c'est pas
and she's
facile.
ready to
Et
it.
moi, j'aimerais
It's
vous
not
encourager
easy.
non seulement à
And I
tenir
would
bon
like
dans
to
cette,
encourage you
quête ou dans cette
to
course-là.
continue in
Pourquoi
this.
je vous le dis, c'est parce
Why do
que
I say it to you?
je crois que Dieu vous a équipé
Because
ainsi.
I believe that God has equipped you this way.
Il nous tente jamais au-delà de nos forces.
God will not give us temptations or give us a burden that is too much for you, but He has given you, He's put it inside of you, this capacity. You are equipped, like you're a precondition. You are ready. It's like when you will give birth, you feel like you would almost die because it's so painful. But in fact, God has given you the capacity to give life, to give birth. Yeah, sometimes my wife has said, I'm going to die. Yeah, but we have 6 children. And this is what is gives me this thing to tell you, there is a great strength in you. You can go forward. Thank you, Julien, because you've been present for every giving birth. I cannot do a short talk. I will cut it. No problem if necessary. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was cool. Have a good day. Be blessed. Oh. Hello, all of you. My name is Esaïe. I'm 34 years old. I would like to share a little piece of my story. For 5 years, I was married to my husband. We met very young. We were so passionate. I was absolutely so in love, and there was no doubt it was the man of my life. We were supposed to spend all our life together. We got married, and the things didn't happen the way I thought. We went through a lot of difficulties, and one evening, suddenly, we sat down, and he said to me that he could not see a future for us anymore. And it was like really a shock for me. It was like in a denial. I was so shocked, so surprised. I could just not understand. And 1 month after that, he had left. It was finished. I am a mother, 3 years and a half, 1 year and a half, and I was in this situation. As a woman, I needed to think, how am I going to do it? Like financially, I had to deal with the children, to take care of them, and also to go through a process of healing for myself. And very quickly, I was I had a choice. Esaïe, you can become a victim and you will be in depression, or you're going to fight. And believe that what is in front of you is glorious and wonderful. I remember that before that discussion, it's like I felt something bad could happen. And in fact, he never told about it before. There was no sign for it. And I remember that before that discussion that I said loudly, God, whatever happens, I'm going to trust you. And this is the choice I have done and I have kept. Really, all this year, I have been believing that the best was in front of me. So I asked a lot of help. I didn't stay alone. I didn't keep it all for me. No, I was really active in that process of healing. So I had my friends, my family, professionals, my church, my local church too. It was a support to me. It was extraordinary. And also, when you feel so alone in those moments, I didn't neglect to have my emotions, to welcome them, all the anger, all the hatred, all this. Of course, all the disappointments. I felt betrayed. I felt humiliated and all betrayed. Yeah, and also because he quickly had another woman. And I felt that, I remember the support was here with me, but I remember that when I was alone, I could release all these emotions. I could experiment. I felt like an exchange, a divine exchange. It's like I could give my violent emotions, terrible emotions. I could release it fully to at the feet of Jesus. But at the end, I would feel this peace, supernatural peace. It didn't change my circumstances. It didn't deal with all the facts or the circumstances, this nightmare in which I was. But it's like I felt there was really the presence of God. And it was so strong. And after that conversation with him at that time, when he said that there was no future and then he had left 1 month after, it's going to come back. I continue to be active in that healing. And I remember I was at a conference in my church. Going there, on the way, I really spoke with God because that dialogue with God was so important. Was a key in my healing. I was driving in my car. I said, God, how are you going to repair my heart? My heart is just broken into thousands of pieces. How are you going to do it? And I saw, it's like I saw my heart. It had been a vessel. It was just in thousands of pieces. And God himself was taking each piece and he was bringing it to his mouth and doing this vessel, a Japanese vessel, and there is gold in all between the holes. And now, after 1 year of my separation, I could see that God had been doing this work in my heart. Every time I would let down the thing, let go, I could welcome his peace. And every time I would go forward, I could also go through the process of forgiveness. It was very important to not keep the bitterness or very bad feelings, but really daily forgive. I could forgive. And at the end of that, it's like there was this thought, this picture. I understood this is what God had done faithfully, little by little in my heart, and he had done a beautiful vessel out of it. Of course, no one wants to go through so difficult time, hardship. No one wants a broken heart, but what I can testify during what happened during that year, when I had said, God, whatever happens, I'm going to trust you. I can testify that he's never forsaken me. He's been accompanying me even when I didn't feel like it.
Je sentais pas,
Even
je
I,
sentais pas forcément
I
mieux.
could not feel better
Parfois, il
even.
faut pardonner
Sometimes you
avec
have to
on garde
forgive
les
and
actes, tu sais,
your
parce qu'on
teeth
n'a
are
pas
like this
envie
because you
de
don't
lâcher prise
want
de
to,
cette
you don't want to let go,
Mais j'ai vraiment
because you suffer.
expérimenté
But I
que
could
petit à petit,
experiment
il a
that little by
finalement
little.
fait cette œuvre
He's
de
been
guérison,
doing this
il a
work
recollé les
of
morceaux de
healing,
cœur.
and he has done this vessel with my
Bien
heart.
sûr, ça ne veut pas dire qu'il va pas y avoir encore
Of
des moments
course, it doesn't mean that there will not be difficult moments later, because to be a mother of two children whose father is not at home, it's very hard. It has to be, it's a long process, it's not easy. But I know that what God has done in my heart, He has done it also in the hearts of my children. And I have seen, because I'm a child of God since my childhood, but to meet God this way, like a father who is so good, faithful, close to me, who reminded me of my value and told me that I was so precious. Also that my destiny He had given me, it's still the same. And the best is in front of me, that He believes in me. That time His cherished daughter has been very strong to me to really walk hand in hand with my Father, who has taken me from my ashes, and He has given me back my value, my dignity, and I can testify. Really, it has been the most difficult year of my life, but the faithfulness of God has been great through this trial. Maybe you're going through that, through a separation or a divorce, but I would like to let you with this promise. It's in the Bible. Jeremiah 29:11. God has prepared plans of happiness, and it's full of peace and happiness. And when we go through a trial, that He steals our dreams, the dreams of having a united family. My family is like that. I come from this family who is united. I could not conceal. It happens to others, but I could not conceive that it could happen to me. And when you have these kinds of events, and you could not expect it at all, never in your life and never a day, and it's so painful, you think that you're just going to die with it. I can testify. This is supernatural, and it asks to let this painful heart go, but God can do a redeeming thing and work in our lives. And I just want to encourage you with this, and it's possible whatever we go through. Voilà. I really want to give you this hope.
Alors ça, c'était trop bien.
So the men,
Les hommes,
we would like sometimes,
en avoir besoin. On aimerait bien
we would like that they are not in our lives, they have hurt us.
On a beaucoup
We have
souffert
suffered a lot because of them, but somehow we need so much to be reconciled with them. The man is not only the husband, it's also the son, he is the father. And if we don't want the children, the husbands, we need to be reconciled anyway with the men, because maybe we have sons. And what we need to understand is that what will represent God, it's man and woman together. And this is how God is. And in the heart of the Creator, the desire, He wanted to create man and woman looking like His image. So the children need a father and a mother. So the reconciliation between man and woman is so important. So we are going to listen to Nathaniel. He has written that song just for women, just for now. And I would like that during that song, you could just see into your hearts and feel the reconciliation with men. Maybe you need to forgive your father, or maybe your ex-husband, maybe your son,
Mais en tout cas, je vous
whoever,
encourage
but
à
I
le faire
encourage you
pour que votre cœur soit
that you
libéré.
could just make it, do it, in
Alors,
order
prenez soin de vos cœurs.
that you could be really
Pour que vous
take care of
puissiez,
your heart
recevoir la
and
vie.
receive life.
À tout de
And
suite.
see you soon. Your life started with your naissance.
Ta vie
You dream about dance and
commence
castles,
insouciante, puis tu
but there was
grandis,
suffering.
innocente, tu rêves de château et de danse, tu donneras la vie en souffrance.
No way to touch the children of the lioness, to defend the righteousness,
Touche à ces petits par
to
une
have
chance.
less
La lionne rugit,
and
chasse la nuit,
despising
défend
spirit.
la justice et se lève pour moins de mépris et de haine. Oh, oh,
Wake up.
oh,
And you, the beautiful, you become a lioness. Oh, don't let it. Don't
oh,
let. Hold on it. Oh, listen to me. Your weakness is your strength. And you carry in you
Réveille-toi, la
dream,
belle
the divine
se
dream,
mue en
this
lionne. Et quand tu te bats,
betrayed,
tu
destroyed.
ne lâches
You
pas,
stand
tu
up again.
m'impressionnes.
And you will see
Oh,
your deliverance.
écoute-moi, ta faiblesse est ta force, et tu portes en toi le rêve divin, l'espoir. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Tu trahis, tu recommences, même détruite, tu avances, tu es la voix qui crie dans le silence, tu laisseras jaillir la délivrance. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Réveille-toi, la belle se mue en lionne, et quand tu te bats, tu ne lâches pas, tu m'impressionnes. Oh, écoute-moi, ta faiblesse est ta force, et tu portes en toi le rêve divin, l'espoir. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Ta vie commence insouciante, puis tu grandis, innocente, tu rêves de château et de danse, tu laisseras jaillir la délivrance.
Alors,
We are
on se
here
retrouve.
again together, and now I would like to
Maintenant,
talk
je
to
vais vous
you
parler d'un
about the
sujet qui est assez
subject.
important, surtout en
And now,
période de
during this
confinement,
lockdown and
Covid,
all the
toute la-
COVID, all the virus, all the
tous les
tribals
troubles
we
qui
have
nous
around,
environnent.
as
Donc, en
women,
tant que femme,
we have
en
to
tant que
think
mère,
as
grand-mère, bien
mothers,
sûr qu'on doit faire
grandmothers,
face
we
à
will
tout ce
face
changement
many
de vie.
changes in our
Et
lives.
puis,
And
et puis, il y en a
many
certainement
of you
beaucoup
that
d'entre vous qui nous
are
regardez,
watching,
qui êtes
maybe
sujets
you've had
peut-être à la
some
dépression,
depression
à
or
des idées
dark
noires,
thoughts,
à
or
la
the
peur
fear
du
about
lendemain,
tomorrow,
peur de
or the
perdre,
fear of
perdre votre
losing
mari,
your
perdre
friends, your
vos
husband, your
amis,
children,
perdre vos enfants,
or your
vos
grandchildren.
petits-enfants.
It's a
C'est
really
une période
troubled
assez
time,
compliquée.
and I
Et puis
really
moi,
would like
j'aimerais
to
vraiment vous
encourage you
encourager
to see in your
à
heart,
sonder
to see
la
what is the
racine de vos
root of your
problèmes. C'est
problems.
vrai que si on
Because if
a des
you
idées noires, si on lutte
struggle
contre des
against
pensées qui sont
negative
tout le temps
thoughts that are all the
négatives, tout le
time
temps qui nous font
bringing
tomber
us
dans
in
une
a
spirale,
in a
eh ben,
circle,
c'est
it's very
important
important
de
to
comprendre
understand
que
that the
souvent, il y a
roots
une racine
coming from the childhood. It could be also an inheritance, it can be a spiritual thing. And I would like that there is something wonderful against depression. And let's say that we should use it daily, and it is gratefulness. Where will I go? What is depression? It's to face what is dark, but gratefulness is to face everything that is so good. And I think and believe that we always have something that is positive. In the Psalm 34 and verse 6, when we turn our eyes to Him, we are shining with joy, and our face is not covered with shame. And when I gave birth to my first child, I was like, not really depression, but let's say the blues or something very, very dark, like a cloud, like a sadness. And I was like, Jesus, give me something in your word that is going to help me. And I had this psalm. And I started to think about Jesus, to put my eyes in Him, because Jesus brings us, He validates us, He's proud of us, He gives us the value, and He changes all our way of looking at things, and He can show what He's doing in our lives, the treasures with the children we have, the house we have, food we have. And when I look at flowers, for example, those, for example, that are just in front of me, it's like they're talking to me. It's like they're telling, hey, you're going to making it, and you will encourage all these women. And I would like to help you with the testimony of Aurélie. We will see her testimony. If God has done it with her, He will do it with you. Hello, I'm Aurélie. I'm a teacher. There is no link between the things, but at least I'm telling you who I am. I'm introduce myself. I would like to tell you about a subject that concerns many people. I had it through a very special way, and I would like that encourages some of you. Maybe you will see that maybe it was you. I can't say when depression started. I think I walked with it. I grew with these struggles and thoughts. It's how I was built it up. And let's say that it was not so strong. I could not feel really that it was present. So I grew with it, and without to realize that it was present in my teenagehood or my youth. I was trying to find in the eyes of others my value, so I could let these struggles down. Those thoughts would say that I had no value, I was less than others, I was so bad, and I think it's when it started to be stronger in my life. It was anyway okay. My character is to be very joyful, dynamic. I think it's how I feel, or that I think I am. And it allowed me to have my feet on it, even if it was there, like sleeping somehow inside of me. And then this depression that I speak about, now these 2 last years of my life have been very strong, and what started it was suddenly to meet somebody, to be married, because I have had a divorce before. I went through healing. I have been helped through that in the process. When you feel so bad, of course you will get some help. So when I got my divorce, I got some help. I made that effort to work on myself, because I saw that this thought started to take too much place. You are stupid, you're not funny, you're ugly, what you're telling is not enough, because of course it was for a long time inside of me, but it started to take more space in my life. But then I met God, a very strong encounter with God. So it was like the truth, and it was coming against this thought. So I could walk and work on myself, and I thought that it's not normal to think that I'm so bad, so ugly, so somehow I could overcome it. So the real depression that I've known now since could not could be strong. But I divorced a long time ago, and now I've met my wonderful husband. But it's like when I met my wonderful husband, it's when my big depression started. Why? Because it's like the things were not dealt with in the deepest. And I think that my name was like célibatante, who was like, I don't need a man, marriage is not for me, because it would be like to lose my freedom and have children even more. So if you want to miss out your life, so get married and have children. This is what was my view of life. But however, my relationship with God is not a belief, but really a relationship. But God told me really, it was His plan, a plan of happiness for my life to meet Mathieu. So I had accepted it, of course. Even more, I was really rejoicing with this new dimension that I could live. So I could not understand what was happening at the same time. When these thoughts were coming, like waves, big waves. You're so bad. He is somebody good, but look how you look like, who you are. All your wrongs. And I started to continue this way. I was engaged, and the wedding, but it grew powerfully more and more. And in fact, I was really going down almost to hell. I could hide it because, of course, I could keep my joyful happiness, and it was more difficult to hide it. I was doing more and more efforts to stay myself and not to let these really negative thoughts to overcome. But 1 year, 2 years, and it became... I don't want to say too much the evil of it, but on the other hand, I would like to describe, because it's important. It looked like it was me, but it wasn't me. I was just overwhelmed. It's like I was under the water, and suddenly I could go and get some, breathe a little, because of course I was close to Jesus. I was trying to help. But it was growing and growing. And in fact, it was all about my identity. Simply, you're not worth it. I could feel like I was disappearing. I was invisible. So I didn't want to commit suicide, but somehow I was dreaming to be dead. It's a bit different. I didn't want to commit suicide, but just to be dead. But my husband started to see it, because of course we live together, of course, so I can hide things to a point. Publicly it was totally hidden, no one could guess that. But suddenly it would seize me, it was like a very dark cloud over my head. It could be wonderful on the outside. My life was great. I was just married. I had moved to a beautiful region with mountains in Haute-Savoie, really like there was absolutely no reason to suffer or to be sad, so I was hiding it, of course. But my husband saw it. And from his side, he saw that he could not like really help me. So he was encouraging me to bring light into that, because it was so much hidden that no one could guess. Of course, he was sad to see me like this, but he knew he could not do it, help me himself. So he encouraged me more and more. But it became more and more difficult for me, but the good arrived. So I started to ask, help. I asked to some friends, and when I started to confess what was going on the inside of me, so somehow the deliverance started from there, because I could have spoken about it to many people, but it wasn't now a miracle, because it was really hard for 2 years, but I knew that God would not forsake me in this. It's like a light came, something suddenly came. My friends, women, they have listened to me, they welcomed me, I was as I was, they prayed for me. And I started to feel like a breakthrough, something on the inside of me. And it's like the voice of God would tell me, I'm not going to let you or forsake you. And the other thoughts were different, but anyway, the next day, it's like the way was open. The next day, with my words about men, couple, or the words that I had said on myself, at that point, the next day, it's like the doors were closed, because my prayer, my words that I changed, they helped to close these doors. And my husband, I have let him to have an access to my heart. So it's like he had a good influence on me. So together, we've been stronger together. With my words, my husband was with me, and we started to proclaim things, and that life was not all these words, and the miracle happened. I woke up the next day. I can't explain it. I was not the same anymore. I had become the real me, myself. You know, I can't remember how I thought before. All the mechanism, all the patterns that were in my head, they had disappeared. Simply just to encourage you, to tell you that we cannot always explain it, because it's a miracle. It's just supernatural. It's not possible to explain it. But this light, can be just unbelievable. So I've shared with you, I have shared this deliverance. Hello, Mariska. Thank you for visiting us on the stage. You are a wonderful lady. I've met you last year. And I wanted to introduce you to the ladies. So tell us a little bit. So why do you love so much women? I have them on my heart because of my mom. When she was young, she could not go to school. It was forbidden. So she fought for that. And we follow these women who have been fighting, to be a woman in the society. And it has really impacted me. That's why. So you have created kind of school, Éclore. Can you talk about it and tell us how you came to this point? Oh, of course, with joy. So my story is I didn't like my hair, didn't like the color of my skin, and the Lord has made a big transformation in my life, and he helped me to be birthed, like the school. The school name is Birthed. So I'm going to do something in my life that will impact women. So he led me into that process of transformation from somebody who hated herself to a woman of destiny that is positioned in this. And to me, it was a revelation. So it was that. So I went through this process myself, and then I started to create the concept to create it for women to go through the same. So it allows women to get their self-assurance, confidence, and to discover how they were, why they were created, and what are their gifts, how will be their leadership, how can they do it in their environments, at work, with the family. It's wonderful. So where can we get this kind of school? So you can go to Metanoia Coaching. It's a website. So there are all the links. So it's an online kind of school, or yes. So you can see it on Zoom, Facebook, on a private link, and there are wonderful testimonies. So please tell us one of them to encourage the women. So which one? One of them, she just didn't know how she could do it financially. God, if you want me to do it, so do the miracle. So she started to ask a little bit. You know, she comes from the Netherlands, and the Lord provided, and she could do that and follow this school. Yeah. So it's a miracle. Is it in French? It's in French at the moment, but at the time it will be in English later. Thank you, Mariska. Thank you for all these words. And you can find Éclore on our website too. Thank you very much. And now we will find Michael, Amanda, and Estelle, who will show you what will be encouraged through another woman, and how you can discover your destiny, how you can find your value. See you. We're so happy to be with you this evening and to see and share with you something important that God gave us. We are His instruments, and here in His hands we want to release these words. Maybe you will see it in the afternoon, but I would like really to give you this word. I feel that there is a woman who has difficulties to get a baby. It's not only about you, it's even maybe in your family before you. And I would like really to tell you that this is the time to get closer to somebody, because in your line, in the generations, it's like there's been destinies that have been stolen somehow. It's like blocking you from conceiving. And I would like to, you could meet Sandra or somebody, you can get close to somebody who could help you in that area in order that you could get something in your line against your the fact that you can't have a baby. The second thing I would like to say, I heard in my spirit, ask me and I'm going to answer to you. So I think and I believe that there are women here who feel like they are screaming, yelling for a long time, and it's like they have not felt that they were heard, but God tells you, I have heard you. And maybe you've not maybe said when I have answered to you, but I did. I just would like to encourage you. Just go into His presence and you will say what He wants to tell you. Really, the Lord is with you. He really wants, He hears your despair and He wants to answer, but maybe not the way you think. So I would like to encourage you, because you are precious to Him in His eyes, and Himself is going to get you out of where you are now. So I see that there are some women who feel in front of a big wave. They feel like now it's the end, I'm going to really be over that, but it's not your destiny to be crushed. Your destiny is to go higher, to quiet down, to decide in this quietness, in the trust, I'm going to be able to continue to help you to see higher. Because the wave is coming, a very deep change in your life and in the lives of those around you. So don't be afraid. Look at higher, quiet down, and it will all be fine. And some other people, because of the panic, all the creativity, all the beautiful ideas, it's like it was in a tunnel. So don't fear, don't panic. When I'm talking to you, there are solutions, ideas coming for you, and they are fresh ideas. And they will give you a new passion, because you will need to let the control down. And I encourage you to receive and to really go forward with courage and strength. So I had this thought that came, and it's you who will say, I started to sing again, I started to draw again, I started to dance and to be myself. You are invited in this season to go back to the roots of who you are. And you know who you are really. So you could think about your childhood or some years ago. What are the things that when you do these activities, you are so joyful, you know in the deepest of yourself that it is you. So you started to dance again, and this is what I wish for you. Another thing I saw like the banquise, it's all the ice that was melting. You are panicking because everything that you knew about life is like falling down off your eyes, and you're feeling like you are losing yourself. But in fact, the snow is really melting, the ice is melting, but no panic, because he's touching you in the deepest. It's like the sun is shining to melt the snow, all the ice, and all the masks that were here, they grew up because you wanted to protect yourself, or at least to believe that it was a protection, but it's falling down, but it's for the better. Hey, girls again. You've been created by the Word of God. It is His word that has created you. His breath of life has brought you to life.
Donc en fait,
So God is full of creativity, and because He has created you with His image, you love decoration, you love craft, you love sewing, all kinds of things.
et
And
ça, oui, vous aimez aussi.
yes, my husband tells me also, you like to cook and bake, you like to create in order to gather people, you want to offer gifts. So we're going to see Joël, and you will maybe get a word from heaven.
Be still, be still, and know that in stillness and quiet that I am the Lord, and let go of your worries. Only one thing is needed. Just be still and know. And be still and know that I am the Lord. And be still and know that in stillness and quiet that I am the Lord, and let go of your worries. Only one thing is needed. Just be still and know. And be still and know that I am the Lord. Be still and know that I am the Lord. And be still and know that in stillness and quiet that I am the Lord, and let go of your worries. Only one thing is needed. Just be still and know. Yeah, be still and know.
Bon, ben voilà. Eh ben, je vous avais promis de
Here
faire
we
une
are.
session live. Ben voilà, je me suis
I
laissée
promised
quitter avec
you
bonheur, avec plaisir.
to
J'y retoucherai un petit
make
peu
a
plus tard,
beautiful
parce que
paint
je considère
live.
que c'est pas tout à fait fini à mon goût, mais j'avais reçu cette image.
I had this
pour,
picture
cette
for the
conférence
conference. I saw this beautiful butterfly. God looks at women with love, with a lot of joy, because we are marvelous, beautiful creatures. Maybe we are a bit weak, maybe vulnerable, but we are called to be free like a butterfly. Fire colors, because this is what we are called to be, women in fire. So it was my heart to share this with you with the butterfly. And I
Voilà,
hope that
et
you will
j'espère
be
que vous pourrez
able
regarder aussi
to see
maintenant,
the
l'image
end.
finale.
I finished it this way. So
Voilà. Donc,
I
j'ai
received
reçu
many
plusieurs
things to
choses à
share with
partager
you.
avec vous. Et
So
je vais
I'm
utiliser
going
des
to
tableaux
show
que j'ai
you
fait il y a déjà
some
quelques années.
I've done,
Je vais
I've made,
commencer
I've
par le
painted a few years ago. This one is
Celui-là,
for the
voilà, il
women
s'adresse aux femmes qui
who are
sont
pregnant
enceintes d'un
with a
rêve.
dream. They
Un
are
rêve,
carrying it,
parfois,
a
on est
dream.
en tension
A
entre
dream,
la
it's
réalité
like you're like
et ce à
between
quoi on aimerait
reality
aboutir.
and what
Et
you
on ne
are
sait pas trop comment arriver
going
à vivre
forward.
ce rêve. Ce
It's
rêve, il est
like
symbolisé
this.
par cette goutte. Et moi, je voudrais vous dire que ce rêve-là, il est
I
à
want
la
to show
veille
you
de
that
pouvoir. C'est comme
this
cette goutte qui
dream
va se
is going
détacher
to
et
be
éclore et
soon
donner vie à
burst.
quelque chose
I would like
d'extraordinaire. Moi, je voudrais vous
to
encourager
help
parce que
you
gardez votre
and
rêve.
to
Dieu rêve
encourage
avec
you
vous
to
et il a
dream like
envie
this
de
because
pouvoir,
God wants
eh
you
bien,
to be
vivre à
fully
fond
in your
dans votre
destiny, in
destinée,
your
dans votre
calling.
appel.
So this
Donc,
dream
ce
is
rêve, il
going
va
to be burst
bientôt
very soon
naître
and
et
be
prendre forme.
manifested. And
Et
then
puis, j'avais aussi envie de parler
there is another one. I would like to talk to the women
qui
who are so
ont peur de
afraid
prendre des
to take
Ici,
some
ce
risks.
tableau
There is an eagle.
représente un aigle qui
He has
a
been
été
pushed.
poussé pour qu'il puisse
He has
prendre
been
son vol.
pushed just to
Parfois,
start
on a peur de
flying.
prendre des risques. Tout à l'heure,
Me,
moi, j'ai pris
I
un
had
bon
a
risque,
risk.
je vous assure.
To take a
Prendre des
risk is
risques, on
not
sait pas toujours
always
ce que ça
like
va donner,
easy.
mais prendre son envol.
And
Et ce que je voudrais
God
vous dire,
is
c'est
a
que Dieu
God
est un Dieu
full of
tellement
grace, full
rempli
of
de
love,
grâce et
that
d'amour
He is
qu'il
the
est comme
father
un papa
eagle
aigle
that is
qui
coming with
déploie
his
ses ailes
wings,
pour
and
accueillir
he
les
will
bons
help the
qu'il n'a pas
little
réussi à
one
battre
that
de
has
ses
not
ailes.
been able
Le
to
papa
do it by
relève,
himself.
papa, le papa
So
aigle, la maman
he
vient
is
accueillir
coming,
sur
the
son dos
father,
le
just
petit
to
aiglon.
carry
Eh
the
bien,
small
Dieu,
one that is
lui,
on
sa
his
grâce, c'est comme notre filet,
back,
le filet
and
d'attraper,
God is
c'est
like
ce que je veux
here.
dire.
If we take a risk,
Si on prend un risque,
it's His grace that is going to take us, and He's always very proud of us. So, if you have a step to take, a decision to make, whatever that you have on your heart but you fear, I just encourage you to jump
prenez le risque.
and just continue in the wings and in the hearts and in the arms of the Father. This one is another piece of work. I show it to you.
Voilà, je vous le montre.
This is for the people who are dreaming to create something at home. You know, the women who are at home and they do small things. Oh, I don't want to show it because it's maybe not enough, and we compare with each other. No, I don't want to show my work because it's not possible. I really would like to encourage you. So your talent, your gift, give it into the hands of God, and He's going to bring fruits with it. It's what happened with me. Really, at the beginning, I was not feeling free. But now, it's me on the shoulders of my daddy, our Father in heaven. With Him, we collaborate, we paint together a rainbow. And maybe sometimes we do a mistake, but God has the capacity, because He's the Redeemer. What was evil, He turns it into good. In our lives, He can transform our failures, our lives into something wonderful. So don't fear and just jump into it. Even the dancers, maybe some want to write, maybe some want to do the pictures, or some want to dance for the world. The world needs artists, and I encourage the artists to stand up and to go forward. When we are in love with God, we dance for Him. And this one. This one, it's like a flow of tenderness. It comes from the heart of the Father just for us. Some women maybe think, no, I don't open my heart to God because in my experience, God takes, but He doesn't give. And it can be bad experiences. God has taken my mother, she died. We have situations in life that feels like, oh, God has taken everything. No, He's generous. He is so extravagant. He is in love with us, the creatures we are. And He
vous aujourd'hui. Alors,
look
plongez
at this
votre regard
and
sur ce tableau
let the
et
tenderness
laissez-vous
of God
transporter, laissez-vous,
welcome this,
accueillir
welcome the
la
generosity,
bonté, la
the kindness of God, all the
les
gifts
cadeaux
He
que Dieu
wants
veut
to
vous
give.
donner. Il a en réserve
to
pour
you.
vous des choses merveilleuses. Mais
But open
pour ça, il
yourselves.
faut s'ouvrir.
You
On peut
can't
pas
receive a
recevoir
gift
un
if you
cadeau
keep your hands
en gardant les
in
mains
the
dans la
pockets,
poche.
but if
Faut
you
accepter
open
d'ouvrir
your
les mains et
hands,
dire,
then
OK,
you
donc,
can
je veux
receive.
bien recevoir ce que tu as
So
pour moi.
receive all His
Alors, voilà,
tenderness,
recevez sa
all
tendresse,
His love,
recevez
His
son
passion,
amour
the
et son
passion He has
passion
for
qu'il a
you.
pour vous. Voilà.
And
Puis,
yesterday
bien
afternoon,
après-midi, je me suis dit,
a
allez, je vais
last thing
encore
for the
faire quelque
women,
chose pour les femmes. Et alors, je me
I
suis
was
mis
praying,
dans la
God,
prière, j'ai dit,
give
donne-moi
me
des
some
images et quelque
pictures,
chose à partager à peut-être
and maybe
pour un
woman,
touchement, à peut-être
or
une
maybe
femme seulement,
maybe
ou peut-être
will be
plusieurs,
touched by
on
this
verra.
one.
Alors j'ai
So
reçu
the word I
d'abord le
got
mot
was
réveil.
revival.
Un réveil, voilà.
So it's
Et
o'clock.
voilà les paroles.
Wake you
Réveille-toi.
up.
Tu
You
ne peux pas
cannot
rester sur
stay
la
and
touche
be
et te
disqualified.
disqualifier. Tu
You
es
are unique.
Ta contribution
You
ne
can
ressemble à celle
contribute
de
in a way that no
personne
one
d'autre.
can do, and the
Le
world
monde
needs
a
you.
besoin
I
de
love
toi.
you.
Je
God
t'aime.
tells you,
C'est Dieu qui
I
parle. Je
love
t'aime.
you.
Fais-moi
Trust me.
confiance.
You are
Tirez
like
comme une pépite d'or qui brille
a
de tous
treasure
ses
in
feux.
me, and enter into
Entre
your
dans ta
destiny.
destinée. Voilà.
This one,
C'est la
it's the
saison de la
harvest.
récolte.
3 carrots.
Trois petites
It
carottes qui
shows the
représentent la
harvest.
récolte. Tu as beaucoup
So
travaillé,
this
peut-être ça
speaks to
représente
you.
ta part
You
la
have
plus
worked a
francophone.
lot
Tu as beaucoup
in your
travaillé
field,
dans ton
whatever
champ.
the field we
Soit
speak
le champ
about.
dont il s'agit.
It
Viens
comes
le
now
temps
the
de
time
récolter les
that
fruits de
you
ton
will get the
travail.
harvest,
Prépare-toi.
because
La
it will
récolte
be a
est
great one,
abondante.
great harvest.
Et là, je vais me risquer.
And I
J'avais reçu
received
aussi
a word,
ton prénom.
and the name is
c'est
Sonia.
peut-être pour toi.
So maybe Sonia, it's for you about the harvest. And then
Et
this
puis
one,
celui-là,
I saw
j'ai vu qu'il y avait
in this group
dans
of women,
ce groupe de femmes
some women.
des personnes qui doivent prendre
There
la
is a
plume. Il y a
book
un
that you
livre
have to
à
write.
écrire.
Take your pen and write it. Don't get discouraged. It's the time to do it or to start it again, because God tells you, I am with you. Trust me. Voila, here you are. So my heart is that you are wonderful. God loves you and we love you. And I wish that really you can hear this word during this conference, that it will start a breakthrough, that will release you and bring you forward in restoration, healing, to express your gifts. Yes, let it happen. And you will not be disappointed. This was the word from Joel. Hey girls, I would like to talk to you about the women or girls who have had the courage to write their stories, and we will see the testimony of Charlotte. Already the second time we did the Gosp'Elles, she said to me, I have written my testimony in my book. Oh, wonderful. But she needed like the help, like to get the edition, that it could be made and read. So we got it, and it speaks about behaviors with food, wrong behaviors with food, and it's and sport. She's full of life, and she got her book, and today she speaks about that in the hospitals. She also has a website, and she wants to help men, girls, with a chat. And if you are concerned by this problem of anorexia, maybe you have a daughter who has this or a sister, you can see this website and contact her. So I let her speak about it.
Bonjour à
Hello,
toutes, je m'appelle Charlotte, j'ai 24
I am
ans,
Charlotte, I'm 24 years old, and I would like today to give you a part of my testimony. I went through mental anorexia. I went through a lot of things, and I think I can give you a little part of it and to give hope for people who are concerned by it, or also the people around that. I did a lot of sport. I was swimming. It was a rhythm very, very hard. I had to run.
J'étais toujours à la
I
quête
was
de la meilleure
looking for the
performance
best
possible. J'étais très
timing.
perfectionniste,
I
donc
was really
jamais
in the
satisfaite de ce que
perfection.
je
I
faisais.
was never satisfied
Jamais
with what I
satisfaite
made,
de mes
was never
résultats
satisfied
scolaires, de
with
mes
the
performances
results
en tant que
at
nageuse.
school or as a swimmer.
Et donc j'étais dans ce rythme
So
effréné
I
pendant
was
plusieurs années.
with this speed,
Et j'existais à
and I
travers
was
ce que je faisais et non
alive
à
only
travers
through
qui
that,
j'étais.
not
Donc
with
j'existais
who
à travers mes
with whom I
résultats.
was.
Et
My
c'est aussi
results,
une partie du
it was
message que
me,
je veux vous
and
faire
it's
passer
a part of the
aujourd'hui.
message
C'est
I would like
que
to
votre
deliver
vie,
to
elle a
you.
de la
Your
valeur
life has
et
value,
que vous n'existez pas à
but
travers ce
you're
que vous faites,
not
mais à travers vraiment qui vous
alive
êtes.
because of
Et
what you do,
donc en
but who
fait, ce
you are. And
fonctionnement sur
this
lequel
way of
j'étais
function,
dans mes performances, ça m'a amené
it
au
brought
surentraînement.
me to
J'ai
an
mon corps qui
excess,
a
and
complètement explosé.
my body started to
C'est une
explode.
sorte
Like
de
it
burn-out,
was
en
a
fait,
kind of a
burn-out
burnout
sportif.
with the sport.
J'en
I
pouvais
could
plus
not anymore
et
stand
j'étais
it.
en plus de ça
I
très en
was
colère contre mon
very
corps parce que je l'ai
angry
pas
at
accepté.
my body because
Donc
I could
petit à
not accept
petit,
it.
j'ai glissé
So little
dans
by little, I
l'anorexie
started
mentale parce que toute cette
to
planification en
fall
fait, que j'avais sur mes
into
entraînements pendant
wrong
des années,
behaviors.
bah, je l'ai répercuté
It's
sur
like
l'alimentation.
it all went, all
Et
the
en fait,
stress
c'était
went
comme
on the
pour
food.
masquer le problème de fond qui
The
était
deepest
la
problem was
dépression,
maybe
la perte
a
de sens et du
depression
goût à
or
la
to
vie.
a loss
Parce
of
que
hope
pendant
in
des années, en
life.
fait, je voulais être championne
I
olympique. J'ai
wanted to
basé
be a
vraiment le sens de ma
champion
vie là-dessus.
in
Et du
the
jour au lendemain,
Olympic
tout s'est
Games,
effondré.
but it's like all
Donc,
fell.
au final,
So
l'anorexie
it
mentale
was
est devenue une
like
sorte d'identité.
kind of
Et,
identity,
tout ça pour mettre un voile
because
sur le problème de fond, en
my
fait.
biggest
J'avais
problem was
complètement
the
perdu mon
failure, and I
identité.
had lost my identity because I could
Après,
not do anymore what I
au
wanted.
niveau du dénouement, on va dire, de comment je
But
m'en
the
suis
way
sortie,
I got out of
j'ai
it,
perdu en fait une vingtaine de kilos sur 2
somehow
ans.
I
Et
lost
puis, au
20
bout d'un moment, j'en
kilos
pouvais vraiment
in
plus.
2
J'ai
years,
demandé
and I
conseil à
could
une
not
amie. Je lui ai dit,
anymore
mais tu penses
continue.
que
So
je
I
fais
asked
quoi en
some
fait? Est-ce
advice.
que je me fais
So how do I
hospitaliser?
do? Do I
Est-ce
go
que
to an
j'attends de finir
hospital?
mon
Do I
cursus
continue
universitaire parce qu'il me
my
reste un mois
university? I
pour
had 1 year,
valider en fait
1 month
mes
more,
examens
sorry,
et
to
pour valider mes
validate
4 ans
the 4
d'études.
years of
Et
studies.
cette
And
amie-là,
the
elle m'a
friend
répondu,
said,
écoute Charlotte,
look,
je sais pas ce
I
qu'il faut
don't know
que tu
what
fasses.
you
Par contre, je
should
peux
do, but
prier
I can
pour
pray.
que tu reçoives une
I can pray
conviction.
for you and
Et à
see
ce
what
moment-là,
kind
j'étais
of
convaincue de
conviction you
rien.
could have.
Mais
At that time, I
je lui ai
was
laissé la
convinced
place
about
pour
anything.
prier. J'ai dit après tout, j'ai
Nothing.
rien à perdre.
So I said,
Et en
okay,
fait,
let's
cette
do it
conviction, il
because I
se
have
trouve
nothing
que
to
je l'ai
lose.
reçue le
And then the
lendemain
next
en
day,
allant à l'université,
going through
dans le train, je suis
university
tombée
in the
sur un
train,
petit feuillet biblique.
I
Je savais pas que c'était un
I
feuillet
saw
biblique.
in the
Et
train
j'ai
a
commencé à
piece of
lire
paper.
et en fait,
It was where it
ce
was
que j'ai
written a
lu,
verse,
bah, c'était tout ce qui
and
m'arrivait. Et à
what
ce
I
moment-là,
read
j'ai reçu
was
une conviction de tout ce qu'il fallait que
about
je
what
fasse.
I
Et je
should
savais
do
que cette
because it spoke
conviction, elle
somehow
venait
to
pas
me
de moi
about
parce que j'avais
what
pas
I
du tout
needed to
envie de
do.
faire tout ça.
I
J'avais
really
pas envie
didn't want to
d'entreprendre
do
une
something.
démarche,
I
de
didn't
demander
want to ask the
l'hospitalisation.
hospital
Et
to help
pourtant,
me,
c'est ce
but
que
this
j'ai
is
fait.
what I did.
Et du coup, j'ai appelé
So
une clinique psychiatrique
I
spécialisée dans les
asked
troubles du comportement
an hospital
alimentaire.
that was
J'ai demandé à me faire
specialized in that, and I
hospitaliser.
asked
Et
them
c'est aussi un des
to
messages que je
take
veux vous
me
faire passer aujourd'hui, c'est
in their
que
program,
quelle que soit la
because
situation dans
it's
laquelle
my
vous
message
êtes,
too.
le
You
premier
know, the
pas en
first
fait vers la
step
guérison, c'est
towards
l'acceptation.
healing
C'est
is
l'acceptation
really
d'être
to accept
malade en
that
fait,
first
et
of all you're like
l'acceptation
kind of
aussi
sick and you need help.
d'être comme
So,
faible
and to
et
accept
d'avoir
that
besoin d'aide et de
you
reconnaître ce
recognize
besoin
and you
d'aide-là.
accept that you are
Et pour moi, ça a été
vulnerable
très
and that
difficile, moi qui m'en
you
suis
need
sortie
help
toujours
from
par mes
somebody
propres
else.
forces.
And
Et c'est
to
pour ça
me
que
it was
ça vient
hard
pas de moi
because
et que
I've
je me suis
always
pas
been
appuyée sur mes
able
forces
to
à moi,
find help by
mais
myself,
sur les
with
forces de notre
myself.
Créateur.
But our
Et
Creator
par la
and the
grâce de Dieu,
grace of
j'étais
God, I
miraculeusement
could
guérie en 4 mois. J'ai
miraculously
été hospitalisée 4 mois
healed
contre toute attente parce que je
in
pensais rester 2 ans en
4
clinique.
months only,
Et
4 months,
finalement,
and
ça
it
a
was
été
a
très
miracle.
vite.
It went
Je suis
very
sortie
quickly.
de
So
clinique
4
sans
months
aucune séquelle psychiatrique.
after
Et je suis tellement reconnaissante de
did
ça
spend 4
aujourd'hui.
months in the hospital, and then it was
Et en
all
fait,
over,
je
and
voudrais
it's a
aussi vous
miracle because
encourager
it
sur le
was
fait
very
que
short time and with
ben,
no other
peut-être que vous êtes
problems
dans la
after
peur
that.
ou
So
l'oppression
maybe you
avec
are with
ce qui
fear,
se passe autour de
oppression,
nous
with everything that is is around of us. This was my case, you know. When I lost the sport, all the meaning of life to me was lost. I could not control the things anymore. So, and this could look like what we're going through now. So if you have fear, oppression, over you. You can't control the circumstances, the storms around you, but you could go through it and have peace. And if you do it with peace, that peace can only be lasting and strong if it is the one in our Creator. It's like an encouragement to you that you could just look for and seek who God is. And today I have this relationship with Him. This is what helps me to go forward and to be in this peace, in this joy, in this love, unconditional love, in non-limited love, because I know today that my life counts and it's worth. So, what do I do today now? So I went to give my testimony in different hospitals. I could speak with doctors and sick people, also all the staff. They ask me some questions because I went through by myself too. So I could really be a support for these girls and women who go through that. And also to give them hope, even if it's not all about me, but about our Creator. So, yes, I wrote a book. It's a testimony. There is humor, there is joy. Oh, it's not a desperate book. It brings a lot of hope, and it helps also for the people who don't go through it but have family members who go through it. So there is also a website where you could go. And you can have some exchanges with me and chat with me, ask questions, and I would like to speak with you. So I hope that this little testimony has encouraged you, strengthened you, and see you. Bye. So I hope that you loved Charlotte and her energy. And now we're going to talk about Christine. Christine wrote also a book. The name is He Gave Me a Name. It's the title. It's her story. When she was 18 years old, she was in the streets, living in the streets, and she met God, and it just changed her life. I had the honor to read her book at the very beginning, and really, I just read it. Really, the next morning, I woke up very early because I was so passionate to read this book. So please find it, get a copy for you. And before that you get this testimony, I would like to talk to all the women who are watching. When you feel on the inside of you that you have to write your story, you know that you are supposed to write a book. Just to encourage you, Christine, it's not her who wrote it because she didn't get the education or the school or the courses, lessons that could help her to be a writer. But she was helped by with a person that helped her. She told her story and the person wrote it. So you don't need to be the writer, but you could start immediately if you have the conviction. If you're convinced that you should do it, just ask God. I would like to pray for you now. And if you know you are watching it and you know that you have to speak about your life, and because you want to honor the one who has changed your life, I really pray that you can do it. And I ask the connections, the divine connections, the finances, the courage, the people, the fire that comes from heaven, to get the strength in order to write your book and to bless many, many thousands of men, women, and even children. We listen to Christine. See you. Hello, Christine. Hello, Sandra. I'm so happy to ask you some questions today because you are a wonderful lady. You wrote a book. I just read it. He gave me a name. So you can find it in the FNAC or in the Christian libraries
Christine,
in French. So Christine Gallet,
une femme qui a vécu quand
you
même,
are a woman
des choses
that went
pas
through
évidentes, hein.
really hardship or in your youth very difficult things.
Je viens d'une famille de 6 enfants.
I come from a family
tellement pas partie de cette famille.
where were 6 children. I was so different.
J'ai un frère qui m'a jamais parlé de ma vie.
There is one of my brothers who never spoke to me, never. So I didn't feel out from his family, not belonging. So my way was just to get out and to move away. And I went to the streets because I was still young. But in order to exist, to be alive, I had absolutely no value. So my help was just to get out. I left the family. So I had some drugs. I started to flee. I would come out and come back. But I didn't feel like I was belonging to this family. And anything I could do, I was just rejected more and more and more until the time that I really left forever. And of course, when you live in the streets, alcohol, the medicines. I had also a knife. It was very violent. At that time, I could sleep in the train station, many things like that. I come from Brittany. I was there in the north. So I was really going from a place to the other, but really like not belonging to a place. The most difficult to me was I was always dreaming. It was a shout in my heart. I wanted to belong to. And that time when I started to come back or tried, and the only one with whom I could communicate was my dog. And that day, my dog beat me, and so I felt so alone in the streets. And I would go with a group sometimes until, I would leave the groups and have others. So to me was the most difficult to be even alone there. I was always alone. I could count on nobody. I was worth nothing. I could not be accepted in the society, and with the drugs, at the end, I was with a lot of mixing things and substances. I didn't remember what I was doing, where I was, and I could not sleep anymore. I could not eat anymore. And if you stop suddenly, it's worse. So many times I have tried to commit suicide. One of them, I was going to Lyon. It was so violent. When I went there, I had decided, no, now it's the end. I wanted to finish with this life because it was so terrible to have nothing and nobody, nothing. And you're feeling like you're just a nothing. Even when I was going to school still, there was a director, she was telling in front of everybody that I was just a garbage, a rubbish, that I was going to be in the streets and that's it. And these words have had some influence on my life because it's hard. I believe these words. My family was rejecting me. In the society, I was nothing. I didn't go to school, I was like classified, and I was just like, you're nothing, you don't belong to nothing. And the problem is that that garbage, I did what I was told I would be. So I had struggles, so much struggles to fight against this. Many times,
vraiment à me mettre dans la poubelle.
yeah, it's myself. I brought myself to the garbage because I felt like nobody needs me. And you feel loved when some people need you. And also, yes, but who and what circumstances has opened the garbage? Oh, it's a good question. It's wonderful. The change, it was a radical change. I have needed to, I needed to work on myself, of course, and face the process. But my body, you know, in the past was destroyed through many things, you know, the suicide medicines, the drugs. So in 2 steps. So one of them was to go to Lyon I was in the front of the river, the Rhône, and I had my knife, I had my medicines. I was just thinking that I would throw myself in the Rhône, and that man looked at me. You know, I was very thin. I wasn't like a skeleton, not like now. And I saw this man looking at me. It was a sight with so much love. It was not like normal. And all these thoughts of death, you will find it in my book. I stood up. I went back to where I was from. The situation was even worse. In 1980, I went back to the streets and I knew it was my last day. I had let go everything. Just I could not handle myself anymore. So I had no place where I could stay, and so that day I was just waiting for the death. I thought it's my last day, just. And some believers, who, you know, in that time there were some believers, Christians, in the streets, and I was there. And when they saw me, I was left there. I looked like I was dead, and these people went away, and they came back because God told them to come back. They asked me if I was a man or a woman because they could not see it, and I was nothing anymore, nothing. They just spoke to me about God because I was sick and I wasn't well. And they took me, they carried me, they brought me to a church. It was full of people too, they were singing and praying. Me was just crying and crying. Something happened. And for 15 days I was still living where I was. The violence was stronger because they started to see that I had given my life to Jesus, so it started to be conflicts and violence. But I was going to church every time. I would not miss a service, nothing. I had no solution. I wanted to just have everything with God, and suddenly with God. So 2 weeks later, I heard the voice of God, really. Christine, leave everything and follow me. God told me, leave everything, and say, I had nothing, but somehow to live, even if you have nothing, it's like, oh God, you're asking me everything I have, but it means that you don't know what's going to happen. I was like, God, I can't do it by myself. But I have heard that when I do 1 step, He will do 1,000 for me. So I left the place where I was, where was the violence, where I was with these homeless people. But some Christian families helped me. I've got some help. But that D-Day was like, when God spoke to me. And I had a dream after that. I saw a roundabout, and it's like somebody who is like so much belonging to the street that you don't see. I could see only the head of the person, that he was like printed in the asphalt, and people would walk on this person, and God was showing me I had become this, I had become less than a person, and that God got me out of this. I didn't belong to the asphalt anymore. It's unbelievable. This story is just unbelievable. So you went from death to life. Yes, I went from the darkness to the light. The light, it's the most beautiful, but it can also scare a little, because in the light you see everything that is wrong, is not good. But we need to dare. We need to dare to see, and to dare to and accept that we have some great love. This was difficult. I've needed to learn. I've needed to learn that to be loved and to be. We are on the earth. We need to learn to be, of course, with God. But I needed to learn on a human way too, to accept love. To accept love and not be afraid, because I was always ready to fight. My husband, when I met him, he has needed to forbid me to hit men, because I had learned to hit men. I should say, oh, your husband, he's very special. He's learned to tame you, but in a beautiful way. He's so good. And God had the best for you. God prepared the pearl for you. So, humanly, it's not like that I would have this kind of man, but he is really the best to me. And one thing too I would like to say in my book. Of course, we were with my future husband to be. I was thinking he cannot accept me as I am if I don't tell him who I am. So what I even didn't tell in the book, this is my life. He said, you are more pure than me, because you have done things, but you ask for forgiveness. And me, I have thought some things, but I have not asked for forgiveness yet. So I say, you are purer than me. So you see, what the director said to me is not anymore. But my husband is just great. I thank you, Christine. I thank you, because you shared that with us. I encourage women and those who watch to buy this book, because it's very well written. And when you read it, when you start it, you can finish it. And you give hope, because many people have been investing in your life, and they helped you to get out. And today you are a great artist. You paint beautiful paintings, and it speaks to the hearts. And this is the work that God did in your life. Yes, thank you for this testimony. It was a pleasure. And for all who watch, they can get a copy. He gave me a name. He gave you value, a beautiful life. So, bye-bye. Bye. There. Wow. All these stories, I don't know, all the testimonies. I hope that you're fine, that you're following this speed, the rhythm. You can get some break, a small tea, whatever. Me, I just drink a little bit. And now I would like to talk to you about pregnancy. This is always a step for women. First of all, is it the right time? Is it not a good time? And the man, the one that has given me this baby, is he reliable? Am I too old, too young, not enough children, too many? All these questions that we can ask. This is very important, that women that come into our wombs, they were maybe not planned by us, but they are always planned by God. They are gifts from heaven. They just come from heaven. They come into our wombs. So even if we didn't plan everything, or if we don't have enough riches, there is one who has planned everything. He will give a supernatural provision for the moment when he comes. I've got 6 boys, as I told you, with Julien. We were thinking sometimes, maybe we don't have everything. what we needed, but at the moment when the baby would come and arrive, we got everything. So it is not you who will provide everything. It is Him, it's God who will provide, because it is His children, first of all. And it's very important to understand, we didn't plan everything, but I don't know about you. But do you like surprises? Not always. No, not always. Sometimes, some time ago, my husband brought me to the States for my 40th birthday, and I didn't have everything because I had not planned it. But even if I had not planned it, unbelievable things happened into my life. So, you know, I let the control, let it go, let the fear go, and trust. Start trusting the one, into the one who has planned everything. He has planned the day of your birth, the day of your death too. And it's important to know, because it's also for us, even if we have not been desired by our parents, maybe we escaped from somehow from an abortion. I was desired from the heart of God, each of you. So it's important that you can integrate this and to welcome what is not what is new. You can just welcome it, because the baby feels it, the child feels everything. So we have a problem with him or her, he will feel everything. So of course, at the beginning, if it's a mistake, you can speak on your womb and say, sorry, I'm so sorry, I ask for forgiveness. And another thing, you know that I have 6 boys. So all the time, you know, people were asking me, oh, you want 6 children because you wanted a girl one day. No, I understood. I understood through all these pregnancies that God has really the best for us. And if I desire absolutely a girl, it's maybe because I have a problem myself. That maybe to my parents that they wanted more boys, so I tried to play that I'm a boy because of my parents. But a girl or boy, God has a special and unique destiny for this child, and to accomplish it, you need to be the boy. Of course, there are some men who watch too. So I would like that we can listen to Claudia, who has not been able at some point in her life to welcome a baby, but we will see how God released her. I'm Claudia. I'm in Switzerland. I have 3 children. They are adults. And now I'm still studying at the same time. And I'm working also in this association where I help some couples, and so I do all this together. So I was born in Angola. I went to live in Portugal, and then in Geneva I was already 10 years old. Since that I'm here. The fact that was from Portugal to Switzerland, it didn't help me somehow. So I started to have drugs, and it stole my studies, all my teenagehood, about the self-confidence, about everything. To make it short, after my first child, who is 25 years old, I did get an encounter with God. It brought me hope. It was a gift, like to start from the beginning. It was a gift. I could see things differently. I could have hope for my daily life because it was so bad, so big chaos. What I would like to precise is that the fact that I had given my life to Jesus, I had not dealt with things from my past. So even if I had the revelation of Jesus in my life, I had not dealt with issues. I didn't have the position, the statue. I could not I didn't have the capacity to make the good choices.
Le fait que
And because I had not
j'avais
dealt
rien
with it,
réglé, les choix que
so
j'ai faits,
even with
mon
the
conjoint,
men I choose,
donc je me suis
I divorced 2 times. So I had to educate my children alone. I was a single mom.
jusqu'au jour
And then,
j'avais clairement une codépendance avec
so with my second ex-husband, I had difficulties to stop
parce que le fait aussi que j'étais chrétienne,
to stop definitely, because of course I was a believer and I was hoping that it would be better, and I was like in a, after the divorce. After the divorce, I got pregnant.
c'était un parallèle entre
I would say to people, I'm preaching like I wanted to have a life full of joy, peace, and that, but on the other side, I was just surviving. It's like I would taste a little bit as a believer, as a Christian woman, a woman of faith. And this was wonderful. But I didn't succeed to continue on a daily life. So, but then I had this pregnancy again, and it was so violent for me. I knew the value of life. I wanted I was involved in church, but I could not succeed to do everything. So it was so violent. So I could not imagine that I this again. I was so ashamed. I felt so guilty about abortion. But when I realized that God could forgive me, and me, I could not forgive myself, that I had made this abortion, it's like the revelation was, I was punishing myself. It was like I made myself higher than God Himself. And it's like, but who am I? I'm not God. It exploded into my face. I prefer to forgive myself. It's a choice. And I asked help. And the great honor, I did find help, because you can lie to yourself for all your life. So what have been the solutions given to you? So about the association LEVE-TOI, like that helps with the loss of children. So there was someone who welcomed me. I wasn't judged. I could be vulnerable, authentic, and true. And through that work and through the process, I could little by little imagine that I could be released from all this. I had to go through the process with the abortion of that baby girl. I could not welcome her. Of course, I was born again when I was 21 years old. But it's like I survived until that point. It's like I was a survival Christian. And it was not normal to me to have faith. It's like you have a wonderful, marvelous things that coming from God. You know that it exists, but you don't take it for yourself. You know it's available, but you don't. You give it to others. So little by little, what helped me to be rebuilt was, of course, to feed my faith, to have a good network of friends with whom I could share. It's very important to be vulnerable and to know who you are. And after the abortion, if I didn't go through this process, deep process, I think I would not have been able to do what I'm doing today, even in the process of work, business, association, and everything. So me, I was nearly close. It's like you don't talk about it, but you carry something that you have to deal with. You have to. And this is where God went powerfully in my life. I could receive fully His forgiveness and forgive myself, because this is what was difficult. Of course, Him is God, He forgives, but to me, to forgive myself, it was like impossible. But now I see
Je
clearly
vois clairement
the hand of God
la main de Dieu.
in what I'm going through. It's like it was given back the identity, my work, relationships, my family.
Je pense que
I think that to
du recul,
take some distance a little, to let the control
lâcher le contrôle parce que de pas avoir peur,
and not be
même de
to
l'échec.
dare to be audacious, to be bold. Everything is different. It's like I'm feeling like everything is possible. Now I'm so well, so happy in who I am. I'm so proud of what God has made in my life that I'm like
J'ai l'impression
thinking that nothing, nobody can stop me. All is possible.
ouais, tout est possible.
And do you know what? The
La
pregnancy,
grossesse, c'est aussi pas forcément évident.
even
même
if
si
you can
on a
welcome
réussi à
it, if you
l'accueillir,
are,
si elle
okay,
fait,
it's a
ok,
girl,
une
it's a
fille, un garçon,
boy,
je veux l'accueillir quel qu'il soit. Eh ben,
there can be
il
some
peut y avoir d'autres
other,
épreuves.
you know,
C'est les fameux diagnostics.
things
Le
that
médecin,
be
le gynécologue, ils
diagnoses
disent, non,
that
il y a un
are
problème
said,
avec
and
votre
they say,
enfant.
oh, the
Il a
heart
le
is
cœur
like
pas bien
this,
développé,
the
il a
nose
le
is
nez
like
qui est
this,
absent,
or
il
there
va
can be the
probablement être
Down
prisonnier,
syndrome,
il va avoir des
whatever.
grosses
All these
malformations.
words
Tous ces
that can
diagnostics qui
stress
vous
somebody,
stressent,
and they
qui vous
want you
poussent à
to
faire
make
des
some
tests,
tests, and
et puis
of
bien
course
sûr,
you trust
nous,
your
on fait
doctors
confiance
because
aux
you
médecins,
think
on se dit,
that,
bon,
of
ils
course,
savent
and
de
you
quoi ils
believe
parlent.
that they know what they
Mais
say,
souvent,
but
les
what they
diagnostics sont
can
pas
say is not
forcément
always
vrais.
like
Et puis
totally
des fois, on
true,
doit lutter
and
contre
we
la parole
need to
de
deal
l'autorité
with
des médecins.
the word
Et ça,
of
c'est
the
l'épreuve
doctor,
que
what
Émilie
he gives to
a
you.
su faire, et
And
je vous
Emily
assure,
went through
elle
that,
a eu raison
and
de le faire.
you can
On peut
be
être
see,
confronté à la
you
maladie,
can be
on peut être
also
confronté à de
facing
mauvais diagnostics. Et il faut
disease.
savoir
You
lutter,
have to
il faut
learn to
savoir
be
tenir
strong and
ferme
firm in
pour
front of
préserver
this,
cette
of
vie
it,
et
and
déposer dans les entrailles.
stay with the
Donc on va
life.
voir ça
And
avec
Emily will
Émilie
tell
qui
you
va vous
all
raconter
what
un petit peu
what
toutes
she's
les
been through,
épreuves
that
que la vie lui
God
a
help her
permis de
to
traverser
go
à travers
through.
ces nombreuses grossesses.
So we listen
Bon,
to Emily
on
together.
écoute Émilie ensemble. À tout de suite.
Hello, girls. I'm Emily. I'm going to talk to you about beauty and the challenges of pregnancy. Simply, what was a challenge to me was just to make even this video, because for the second time I have the virus, the COVID. So this time I'm pregnant, so I'm really in the topic. So for 1 week we are in this lockdown, special lockdown with my children, my husband. But today I'm much better, so I can make this video. And to give you a lot of hope, to give hope to women who are pregnant, mothers who are pregnant and they have this virus at the same time, I would like to encourage you and talk over your body. Speak positive things over your baby. Take good vitamins. And for some women, it's even more difficult, to have the pregnancy during the virus. So I don't despise the fact that this is not easy with the virus, but I would like to give you some hope, because I went through it 2 times, once in March. Altogether, it was about like 1 month, quite violent, quite hard. And at the end of this disease, I got pregnant, and then it's the 5th one. It wasn't planned, like most of my pregnancies, but it's been process really, like to welcome life. All this process of 9 months to bring this life on the earth, to be manifested on the earth. And I would like to encourage you and to tell you there is hope. And what helped me with all what has been said, medically said over my children, was to speak and declare beautiful words over my child, over my body. For example, for the 4th, I have many examples. One day I would like many videos about each pregnancy, maybe one day. But for now, I would like to share this story. of Robin. It's the fourth one. I was pregnant for 4 months, and I was told that there is a big problem because it should be maybe a Down syndrome. We are not sure, but there is the nose in the bone in the nose is not present. So you can imagine when you've had already 3 children in full, beautiful health, you're like, with my husband, we could not talk to each other for a day. We were like shocked, but we didn't question the fact that we would abort or whatever, but we wanted to keep this child. We knew this life was important. And our decision was, of course, to keep this child, but was like, how will we do? And because what we decided, we started to look at God, to fix our eyes on Jesus and to trust Him. We didn't know what was happening, but at least we started to talk over his life. And I said to Robin, you are strong. Your nose is beautiful. Your neck is perfect. And I started to, even the children, they spoke to him. And when I was 8 months pregnant, then they said, the stomach is not like filled, or all kinds of things during that pregnancy. And at the end, we didn't know how he would be at the end after the delivery, because for the Down syndrome, it's okay. We've seen there is no, but for the nose, we don't know. So we kept our eyes on Jesus, and we said, in all the cases, Robin, we welcome you. You are perfect. We love you. And all the nurses, they were like, Robin, he was just born. Said, your nose is perfect, wonderful, beautiful. So it was a great encouragement. All this just to tell you, if you are pregnant and there's been things told over the life of your child, your baby, many times we are wondering, what do we do? You can see in France, you can choose, can stop the pregnancy until the end. It's sad. It's very sad. But it's many times this question in our thoughts, like this struggle. It has been said this and this over my child, and I would like to encourage you. If I had listened to what the doctors had said over him, and if I would not believe in the life, if I would not believe in God, or if I could not see that there is another hope, what would have I done to stop this life? No. When Robin was born, he was just perfect. But I asked God, what has been put on his life? What is his name? What do you want about him? What is his destiny? So I started to ask all the questions. I didn't look at what was given to me. I looked at on the long term, like what was his destiny, what God would see. And you know, women and ladies, your lives are eternal. And this is what I try to see on him. And this is what I want to tell you. It's not, we cannot say that, okay, I was told that and it's nothing. No, it's violent. It's the fact. It's not easy because you have to listen to it and then think, what will I do? But I want to tell you, look into the eternity. Look more far away than what has been said or given, because what you carry, it's a gift. You cannot. It has no price. It's a privilege the woman has, as she has this honor to carry the child and look at the heaven and ask, what is the destiny of my child? This is what I want to tell you. I want to encourage you and to tell you that not all is lost, and remind yourself on your soul, spirit, your body. Speak over the life of your child. I bless you, and I hope that this testimony could encourage you, and I will do many. Be blessed. See you. Bye. Hello, Anne. I'm glad to have you on the stage with me. I would like that you tell us what you're doing at the moment. What is your dream? What is your project? And for this event, exactly. So, what the women could go and see what you've done these last days. So, tell us a little bit. Okay. So, I am a midwife, and my dream was to see these younger men, young women, that God has the best for them in their sexuality, that they can learn to know God in every area and even in intimacy and in the sexuality. It's going to build up their couple, their identity, and also to understand that we can have access to more than what we think. There are more possibilities with God. So, according to what I understood, you are building up or preparing a website. The name is in English. There is more. So this is the website. Yes, it's in English. It means il y a plus. There is more. Yeah. It is true that with my husband, there's been these questions, and I guess that you too, young people have a lot of questions about sexuality because as teachers, they many times have the porno at the school. It is spoken also, but more like in the theory, but about all the history with the emotions and everything with the soul and the spirit, all the consequences. And on your website there are a lot of testimonies, and you want to have a chat also that you can answer to the questions. So what we've done, we speak about all the subjects around. We speak about what it is, how you can avoid a pregnancy, what God has planned, and about the physical body too. We have all kinds of testimonies. We speak about their lives, what they have had, the process, also the questions they had about sexuality, and how God was meeting them at that point. And there will be a chat in the evening, and you don't need to give your name, and young people can really ask questions. And of course, if the person wants more, then it's possible to talk more. And if there are other subjects they want to speak about. So, and anyway, it's going to evaluate, it's going to grow. We have a basic foundation, but we'll see the future. There is more. So it's the website of Anne. And we rejoice and congratulations, because you are all working on that. And you can have this website available very soon. And see you. Bye. And yeah, I forgot to say that now this is the documentary of Marie and Aurélie. They are, both of them, they are teachers. And I would like, to get my children to ask questions. It's always better when the parents speak about these subjects. But there may be some teenagers who cannot ask. And Aurélie and Marie, they have done a little talk show about education and for you women and men. And you can see, and there are things not to do absolutely. Hello Marie, hello Aurélie. How are you? Good? So welcome here. I didn't know that you had a talk show. It speaks about education, oh really? Because we are teachers and we educate. So we know many things. Many things that we can do in our families. So we would like that you know that we will not talk to teachers, we will talk to parents, because teachers know already everything. That would be so good. No, we don't know everything, but we would like to share you things that we've learned with time. To speak to parents, because we meet them sometimes. Did you notice? Sometimes in the conversations, there can be difficulties. Sometimes it's sad that we cannot share what is happening at home and at school. And there is one thing that we all noticed it. We are not born parents, but we become it. No, I was a teacher from the beginning. Oh, not you? No. In the beginning it was a mess. I had everything prepared, very good things. I thought it was enough to prepare everything, all the good things, but no. So it was you the problem. Yeah. No, it was not you. Yes, a little bit too. Yeah. Some moments, you're like, oh no, it doesn't work at all. And suddenly it starts to do some effects and we think about it. So you are like me, we spoke together about it. You, Marie, did you discover something about education? So the parents too. So we will have an environment, you have everything, all the toys, the food, the beautiful clothes, everything is perfect. But it's not enough. Because there is all what is in the area of relationships. And we need to be joyful, happy, but not with fears, not be scared. The position of the adult is much more important than everything else we speak. My wonderful activities and everything. So the position of the child, I understood that the adult has to position himself or herself. And it's also good to see what kind of emotions we can give to the children because of our behavior and our position. Did you do that? Yeah? I realized that, for example, that there were moments so important. They need to be fast and they need to put their clothes to go out. And I realized that there are some things that I could say that would help, like to be more peaceful and everything is more fluent, much better than hurry up, I'm busy or whatever. You always say the same not so good sentences and that stress everybody, even me. So, of course, it's in the vocabulary, it's normal, but in fact, we can... Mets ton manteau, dépêche-toi is like put your jacket and go outside, But no, another thing. So when you're firm as a child, it's not so fashion, okay? But when you're firm, it's also a security for the child. Some parents, want to let freedom. We would like the child can experiment many things and can feel free, but on the other hand, we can see that he doesn't know exactly how to because the child will become like the king in the house, and it's a tendency. And if you bring a very good firm assurance, it's a good security for the child. It's some kind of authority. It's not, I am like almost the almighty parent and so on, even if in a way it's practical. But no, it's not that. The authority is love, it's protection. And it's our duty to do that. But to protect the child, how do I do? So you bring some limits. This is what I discovered too. You need to bring some limits. We have the same. It is better if we have limits that are firm. It's not a control. It's love. It's love to give limits. It's to say, look, I bring you some limits now because otherwise you need that space. And in that space, you can have your own authority, but I cannot give you too much space because you don't know how to handle it now. Yeah, exactly. And many times when you see that if the limits are not well done, so then the child doesn't understand and he will go over. So, for example, Marie is a little girl, and me, I'm the mother. I'm the good mother, very nice mother. So the mother is talking with her friend, blah 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 blah. Don't touch that. Don't touch that. Don't touch that. Don't touch that. Da 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 da. And what happens? The no I gave became a we. It became a yes because I wasn't firm. So many times in the head of the child, the no becomes a yes because you know the child will try and transform your decision. So it has to be firm. And we feel sometimes that, okay, when we say yes, okay, it's not sad, it's not be fearful. But in fact, it's the opposite. We destroy all the securities because we've changed. And also us, we become insecure because we lose our authority. And we're trying all the time to get the fire off when in fact we have not tried from the beginning to get it starting. So there would be many other things to say concerning education, but we would like to encourage you and to try, you parents, to get some education too. We are not born parents. We have learned to become, and we have created a school like this, free. But more we know the child, easier it is to help him or her to grow. And also for the parents to position themselves. And also nothing is lost, even if you made many mistakes and you feel guilty. There is always a moment that you can give a new chance. And what I advise to you, write, observe, also your behavior, take time with your child, trying also to make changes. But don't forget, you parents, the father and the mother, it is you are the best to love them, and you are the best. You are the best. So I hope that you did appreciate all these pieces of advice concerning education, that you could laugh a little with Aurélie and Marie. And of course, when you talk about women, we talk about mothers too. Many women have had challenges with women. I remember with Julien, our first child, when he was 3 weeks, he had an infection, and we understood he was between life and death. And we parents, we were not all powerful, and he was really belonging to God. So we understood that. And I met a wonderful woman. Her name is Laetitia. Laetitia from Belgium, because she comes from there. She had a very big trial with her son Victor, and I would like to let her with you. It's Laetitia and son, and she will share with you a testimony. Hello. I hope that you will be encouraged. See you. I'm Laetitia. I'm from Belgium. I'm so honored to be with you today to share a little bit. We have 3 sons. Lucas, Aurélien, et Victor. They are 6, 4, and 2 years old. And we want to talk about Victor and the pregnancy was wonderful, the delivery too, but after that it has started to be really difficult and painful, and I will tell you why. After the way he was born, he didn't have a beautiful color. It was like blue, and the hospital where we didn't know what was happening. It was a small hospital in the countryside. So for many days, he's fine, he's not fine, we don't know. And one day, it was very bad, and he needed to be transferred to another hospital. And there, they didn't know exactly. And 24 hours later, he was really fighting for his life, and then he's been transferred another time. It was like the last chance, yeah, and then it was a specialized hospital that time. And the seventh day, we were with him. It was very intense. He was really not in a good shape, and we received the word that he had a problem with his heart. It was a genetic problem, and he could not get the connection between the lungs and the heart. So, and there was a big, it's a disease. And many times this kind of child does not survive and it was the seventh day, and our child, his name was Victor, he was still alive. But that seventh day, we got the information that they needed to open the heart and really operate him, that he would get a surgery. So we went home for a few hours, and I started to sleep. And during that time, I saw a very short dream, very simple. I saw a hand that was writing, Victor will survive. Victor will live or survive. And this is all I needed to know. And this is something that even the medicine or the doctors could say. We've prayed, we've been interceding, we've declared the word of God on him, we've anointed him with oil, and then we gave him to the surgeons. And a few hours later, we got the news that he was alive, that all went fine. And we were so happy, we cried out with tears of joy. What we didn't know at that time, it was the beginning of the way, that there would be difficult times. He needed more surgery. But the word we got, we thought that it was only for that day, but it was a word given by God for all his life until now. And it has been improved many times. And all the reports, he could not breathe by himself. All the circumstances were very complicated and really hard. But the truth was the word. It was our weapon to just have a worship and to have some verses and not see the word only for him, but for us. He could not read that word, but we needed to read it and to have it in front of our eyes. I would like to talk, for example, we were going to the hospital. It was tiring because we were so tired, and we had other children, and it was tiring, and we were going to the hospital. And I had that thought, and if we would let him go now? And I shouted, Jesus! I said, what's happening? Because I was like this. I felt so tempted to let go. This temptation to just let the fight, to let that struggle. And we were in the car, in the parking, between Christmas and New Year's Eve. And we declared with a song, the cross has the last word. The cross has the last word. It has the last word over his life, over my life. The cross has the last word over death and disease and sickness. And we went there to the hospital like lions. We were fighting really for him. And I can tell you that message, it's still real, so true for us. He's soon 2 years old. We've seen the Almighty One to take care of him many times. But I wanted really to tell you, there is still in his bedroom, in all this, we are more than overcomers by the one who has loved us. And it is true for you. This love is true. This promise is real for you today. So I hope that this message, it comes to hit your heart. It's piercing because maybe you've had some doubts or discouragement or difficult words that you've heard. In the name of Jesus, it brings life now. And thank you that you've listened to my story. And if you want to follow me, you find us on Laetitia and Son on Facebook. I share many things about family, education, children, and it's an adventure with Jesus. I kiss you and see you. Bye. Hello, Michael. I'm so glad to have you on the stage. So, Michael, tell us a little bit who you are, what you're doing, what is in your heart. So, tell us. Hello, me too. I'm happy to be here. In fact, what I'm doing, I do many things, but what is on my heart is the process or the woman, what a woman can go through, what is about family, couple. I'm a pastor too. And I love to help people, really. This is my heart. For many years I'm practicing it. And I have met so many, I've had so much of happiness because I have helped many, so it's been all my life. It's devoted to all my life. So I imagine that you've heard many stories, of course, absolutely. I've heard many. I could see how God could show us how to get out of so bad issues. It's so wonderful. Yeah, Michael. You are closer to me because you had come to visit in Nancy, but now you live here. I'm so happy to have you and your husband and your children and grandchildren. There are some, yes, so many. You really reflect the mother in Israel. You bring security in your family, and you bring kindness, and your children, they feel that they are under your protection, and I can feel that from you. I know that you go deep into the hearts of these ladies, and we've been praying together for this conference, yes, and we've seen together that Jesus, he was giving a key. Today I have a key and there is a ribbon on it. What I felt was to give you this key, because I feel that there are many of you watching and that your heart is just locked. It's locked because you've lost a baby, divorce, abuse, whatever, all the difficulties and sufferings of life and violence and all this. And I felt like Jesus would release this key with this pink ribbon. And Jesus wants to give it to the hearts of women. We felt that Jesus was opening the door of your jail, the door of your heart, and He's taking you by the hand to get you out of the jail. Because sometimes we feel that we don't feel that we are in a jail, that everything is beautiful and it has become like familiar. We could have a jail here and you feel like, we make it beautiful. But Jesus doesn't want us to stay in this prison or jail. He wants us to get out, that we can be freer, that we have beautiful valleys. He wants us to be free, simply to help people, to receive His love, free to hope still in our lives in order to receive healing, free to feel loved. Some women can't anymore, they are not able anymore to be loved because they have lost their crowns, their freedom. Would you like to talk about it? Yeah, in fact, for me, I could not see that I was in a cave. I think it's for many women. Because of all what happens in the life, in the abuses, the things that have been tough and hard in our lives, we have put some fences, we've believed some lies, and I would like to tell you, because you're watching it, you can get out of it. You can get out of it because I am
Vraiment, j'en suis
an experience that is alive, and you can get out of this cave, even if you don't see that you are in that cave or jail, beautiful prison that you know because it has been become beautiful. And if you are in a jail, you can get out of it because it's still a jail. It's wonderful. Yes, and it's true, Michael. What I appreciate in you, it's that you are vulnerable, and you get you overcome your fears. You do things over what you expected, and you thought that with all the virus, you started to think that you could impact even further. We are pushed into our destiny, and maybe until now you've done face-to-face interviews. You have been a pastor in a big church in Reims. You have touched many women, but today I know it's the time. It's the channel, a YouTube channel whose name is Michael Péchin, and it's your testimony, and you encourage these women to be introduced in that healing, releasing through YouTube, isn't it? It's so crazy. Today we can release deliverance and healing through that. Of course, many things are through the media. So, and me, I feel like there is an opportunity of healing that is happening right now. I could see a woman that has some pain in the neck, and it's because she's got a trauma or words. You've heard some words, and I would like to tell you, Jesus is coming to heal you, and you can move your neck again, and you are going to have this healing again. There is another woman. She has some pain under her foot, the left one. It's like there's something hard under, or suddenly when you put your foot on the floor, arthrosis, or things in your feet that I want to declare healing on your feet. I declare that your feet are divine now. They are restored in their position, and I rebuke any pain and in your feet in Jesus' name. And you stop me, Michael, if you see something. There is also some pain when you have eaten. You have difficulties to eat. You don't know anymore if it's like organic, if it's food or gluten, and I feel like there is some bitterness that you have in your heart for a long time, and I declare now in Jesus' name that you have the courage to forgive to those who have offended you deeply. And I would like to tell you that when you forgive to those who have offended you, it's a favor that you give to yourself, and it's your body that you release, your emotions that you release, and there is peace coming into your heart. So now you get this strength to forgive, and you will see that all this heart will be freer, but also the pain after the digestion will disappear. And in order to complete, it's only a choice, and God will help you to do it. You just have to make the choice to forgive. When you spoke about the neck and the head and the pain, also in the back there is a pain. There is a woman of you. You carry things that you should not, and I encourage you to let this down at the feet of the cross, to let it down and say, Lord, I can't carry it. It's too heavy for me, so I bring it at your feet. This is so important, because women, mothers, they want so much to help. They want to go into the deep things, that they have this tendency to carry burdens that are not theirs. And also in the interviews that you've got, many times we say, so are you agreeing that you want to let all about your husband, your parents, your children, and you want to give it, or maybe a society, whatever business, do you agree to let it to Jesus? And we ask them, so what is Jesus doing with it? Oh, he burns it, he casts it, whatever. And you, Jesus, we ask him, so what do you have in exchange? What will you give me when I give you that? And you will see gives peace, hope, love, and you free light and free. You feel free and light. Yes, his yoke is light. And also, it came many times, that word. There are women who watch and who still hope so much. They are over 40 years old and they still hope to have a child, and they're asking, God, when will you give me that child? It's the miracle of Anne coming over you. It's Anne in the Bible who the prophet thinks that she is totally drunk, but God answers to her. And he grants her. And the beauty of it is that she is pregnant of him, but she will have more. So expect a miracle, but you will have more. And we release it over you, and you will have these children that you desire to have. And what is beautiful is that she gave the child to the Lord, because in that time this is what she did. But for you today is that you engage yourself, you involve yourself in prayer to educate him or her in the Word of God, so that he can be soaking in the Word of God, the presence of God. Also, I feel that there are some women who are also afraid to give birth, because in this world it's complicated. Many things are complicated, it's true. But don't look at that, because he is much greater than all what's happening on the earth, and he has created us for that. So overcome these fears. Some are so afraid. Some women, I feel that they feel with fears. Even me, I'm the testimony of that. I was so much in jail with all my fears, but God has set me free totally from these fears. So I want to encourage you that you can give your fears, and come into his presence, because in that place you are in his security. And what is wonderful, this word, is that his perfect love, it cancels all the fear. He can overwhelm us with the love of God. I feel it over me now, but I want to pray that the love of the Father, it can transcend the media, and you can be saturated with this love. There is no fear, there is but just security under him, in his presence. And this is wonderful. And also, I feel very strongly that there is the spirit of an adopting spirit. You have a father. He has taken you as his child, and there is no wrongs in that. And it's much more love than what you could have had in your, even if you've had bad experiences with your earthly father. There is this love. It's coming to you. That love that you're looking for, he's giving it to you now, right now. I feel that too. So with Michael, we are in agreement in that. If 2 or 3 are gathering in my name, I'm in the midst of them, and I want to release this presence over you, that you can carry this, that you can spread it all around at your work, everywhere where you go in your family, that you can feel this security. It's not about the circumstances, about the finances, about your marriage or whatever. It's just found in his presence. So be blessed, and see you. And I would like to introduce the video of Estelle. She is wonderful. What she shares is wonderful. She will help you to be to take the dust off. The dust off, and her leitmotif is et alors, which means so and. So what?
quoi que tu aies vécu,
Whatever
une fois
you've
qu'on est
been
dit
through,
sur toi,
whatever
ça
has
a
been
plus
said
d'importance.
over you,
C'est ce qui
there
compte,
is
c'est ce que le
no
Père dit sur toi.
importance
C'est,
anymore.
c'est
It
ça
has
qui
no
avance dans ta
value
vie.
because
Donc, on va
it's
voir
His
les semaines
presence
avec son
in
et alors.
His life.
À tout de
Et
suite.
alors, so and
Bonjour
hello,
à toutes,
all of
mesdames.
you
Donc, en
ladies.
quelques mots,
So with
je vais
some
vous
words
parler de
only,
ce que,
I would
j'ai
like
pu,
to talk to
traverser,
you about what
de
I've been
belles
through.
choses, et puis,
Some
il y a eu
beautiful
des
ones
moments de
and
passage un
some
petit peu plus houleux.
much more
Et donc,
stormy, let's say.
j'ai 43
And
ans,
so
Estelle,
I'm
et
43
j'ai
years old,
5 enfants
Estelle.
aujourd'hui,
I
qui
have
ont
5
des
children
âges qui
today.
varient entre
They
10 ans
are
et
6
21
years
ans
old
aujourd'hui.
until
Et
21
puis,
today.
tout a commencé
All
dans une
started in
famille,
a
à
family
peu près,
like a normal one,
voilà, normale.
casual one.
Et à 2 ans et
And
demi,
when I
je
was
suis l'aînée.
2
À 2
years
ans et
and a
demi, ma
half, I'm the
petite
first
sœur,
of 5
à 3
children.
mois, est décédée.
My
Elle m'a
sister
dit ça.
died of the
Et ça a laissé
cough
chez
death.
moi
She was 3
de
months.
grandes questions
And
dès cet âge.
even if I
À
was
5
2 and
ans,
a
j'ai
half,
été
I had
abusée par un
questions.
oncle.
When I
Et puis à
was
8
5,
ans, par
was
un grand-père.
abused by an
Du
uncle.
même côté de la
And
famille.
when I was
Donc,
8, I
si
was
vous comprenez
abused
bien
by a
que, la
great-grandfather
vie,
from the other
moi,
side.
qui
So
étais
to
normalement
me,
pleine
the
d'espoir, qui
life,
étais
I
chargée
started with
de beaux
beautiful
rêves, je
dreams.
voulais
I wanted
rêver
to
grand,
dream
rêver de
big.
pouvoir
I wanted
voler,
to
de pouvoir
fly. I was
accomplir de
hoping
belles
to
choses. Et
accomplish
puis,
beautiful things. I
j'avais
had
l'espoir,
hope.
j'avais
I
envie de
wanted to
croire dans les
believe in the
personnes qui
best.
étaient
I
autour
wanted
de
to
moi, de
believe
croire que
that
les
what
adultes
adults could
pouvaient
say
nous apporter
or
aussi
could
de
bring
belles choses.
was
Mais vous
good.
comprenez qu'avec
But
tout
with
ça,
all of this,
ça a
it
été
was complicated
compliqué
to
de se
think,
dire
so
qu'est-ce que je
what
fais?
do I
Est-ce
do?
que je vais
Will
continuer
I
à rêver
continue
grand?
to
Est-ce
dream
que je vais
big or
laisser
will I
tomber?
let it
Et
and
puis,
forsake it?
dans tout ce
And in
passage,
all this,
je me
I
suis
thought,
dit, je me suis posée, je me suis
and
dit,
if there
s'il y
is
a
a
un
God,
Dieu,
and if He
s'il
exists,
existe, est-ce qu'il
could it
pourrait
be
faire quelque
possible
chose
that
pour
He
moi?
would do
C'est-à-dire
something to
répondre à ma
me,
prière
like
d'enfant.
as a
Est-ce qu'il
child?
s'intéresserait suffisamment
Would
à
He
moi
answer
pour
my
faire
prayer
quelque
when
chose
I'm a
alors
child?
que j'ai
Because
pris ma
my life
partie
started
finalement
quite
et que mes
badly,
espoirs, mes grands
and my
rêves
big dreams.
semblent
There
tomber comme ça
maybe
à terre
there will
et
be
qu'il n'y aura jamais
maybe
de
no
réponse.
answer.
À 5 ans, j'ai
So
donc
when I
décidé
was
quand
5 years
même
old,
de
I
lui laisser
wanted
cette
to
chance
give
à ce
this
grand Dieu s'il existait.
chance to
Et
this
je lui ai
big
dit tout
God, this
simplement,
great
dans
God,
la chambre,
if there is a
si tu
possibility
existes,
that He
j'aimerais que
could
tu me
do
guérisses.
it.
J'aimerais
So I
que
was
tu
in
me
my
guérisses de ces
bedroom, I
choses
was
qui
5 years
sont,
old. If you exist, I want you to
insoutenables.
heal me
Et puis,
of these
j'ai laissé le
things
temps passer.
that
J'ai
it's just
observé
too
ce qui
much.
se
It's
passait
just
toujours
too
dans le
much.
monde des
So the
adultes.
time
Et puis,
went,
un petit peu
and I
ambivalente.
could
Ça va le
observe
faire,
and
ça va pas
see
le
what
faire.
was
Ou alors,
happening
je
with
me
the
disais toujours, bon, bah, c'est pour les
adults
autres,
and
mais
say,
c'est pas pour
oh
moi.
yes,
Est-ce
no,
que
no.
ce grand
Okay,
Dieu
it's
va
for the
quand même
others,
faire
but
un
it's
pas,
not for
s'il
me.
existe, de
So
venir
this
jusqu'à moi?
great God,
Et
will
puis,
He
le temps
do
a
this
passé,
step?
j'ai
If
vécu
if
toutes
He
sortes de choses. J'ai
exists,
eu
to
la
come to
famille
me?
de mes parents
The
qui s'est agrandie,
time went.
parce que j'étais l'aînée, on est
So
maintenant
my
4 frères et
my
sœurs.
family
Et on a
grew up
grandi
because my
ensemble
brothers
et
and
j'ai vu
sisters
quand même
were
de belles
born.
choses qui
We grew up together, two
continuaient
brothers
à
and
me
sisters. I've
laisser
seen
croire
beautiful
qu'il
things,
y a
but
cet espoir, c'est
and I could
possible.
continue to
Et puis,
believe there is
il y a
this
bien
hope.
sûr
It's
d'autres choses qui
possible, and
étaient,
then,
on
of
va
course,
voir.
some other things
Et à 12
we'll
ans,
see, we'll see.
c'est
And when
là
I
qu'il
was
s'est
12
passé
years old,
ce jour
this
où
is what
tout a
happened
changé.
when
Pourtant, c'était
everything
un jour
changed.
comme
You
tous
know,
les
it
autres.
was a day
Et
like all the other
les
ones. It
personnes
looked like the
ont
other
voulu
ones.
prier
Some
pour moi.
people
C'est comme
wanted
ça que
to
ça
pray
s'est
for me.
passé.
It's how
Et
it
ont voulu
happened.
prier pour
They
que
wanted
je
to
sois
pray
guérie.
that I could
Et
be
j'étais
healed.
là, oui, mais
Yes, but
ça, j'ai
I'm
l'habitude,
used to
on
it.
prie de temps en temps pour moi,
Sometimes
il y a rien
people
qui se
pray
passe,
for
il y a pas de
me.
grand coup
It's
de tonnerre, il y a
no
pas
big
de grande
storm
voix
or
du
big
ciel
voice
qui me
from
parle.
heaven coming to
Ce
me.
grand Dieu
This
que moi
great God I
j'attendais
was
et que
expecting,
j'espérais pouvait
and
répondre à
hoping that
cette,
could
à
talk to
cette voix
me
d'enfant.
and
Parce que
answer
pour
to my
moi,
prayer.
s'il était
Because
possible qu'il
if He
réponde à un
could
cri
answer
d'enfant,
to the
alors
prayer of a
tout
child,
était
then
possible.
everything,
Tous
absolutely
ces grands
everything
rêves
is
que j'avais,
possible.
ça voulait dire
All
que
the
c'était quand même
dreams
possible.
I had,
Et
it could be
puis,
possible. This is what
j'ai
it
été
meant.
très
So I was
surprise.
surprised.
Rien
Nothing
d'extraordinaire, rien de
extravagant,
flagrant,
nothing
rien
that could
d'extravagant,
appear.
vagant, pardon.
nothing,
Mais quelque chose
but
de
something very
simple, de
simple,
doux, et qui m'a
soft,
touchée. Et
and
le
it
lendemain,
touched me.
après cette
After
prière,
that prayer,
vraiment très simple.
very
Un
simple.
mardi soir,
Tuesday evening, nothing special. I was just healed. I was healed because I had a skin disease called psoriasis. You know, it reveals that there was a problem in your emotions, of course, and things to heal it from on the inside. I was healed on the physical part, but also on the inside, and it was this peace. It was just unbelievable. Something had changed. What touched me in all of this? There are other things also that had applied. You don't know how to speak English. You speak in English, but you don't have a good accent, and then you are not good at math, and you will never succeed, and you're like this and like that. You will never have children because you have these problems with your health, and it will be very complicated. I heard it for 10 years, this. You have had these abuses, so it will be complicated to you to be married. It will be complicated because I have heard this many times, and when you hear it many times, it's very hard to you are tempted to believe these lies. But I decided my answer was this, because I had started to learn to know that great God who had answered to me in the soul. I started to say, so and what? I want to believe that it's possible to do otherwise. Today, I've done a bachelor in English. I know how to talk into English. In English, I could translate. I've got these opportunities, and to get out of my comfort zone. I could work my math. I became a music teacher, not a math teacher, but I didn't let these words come on me. The children, I've got 5. All my pregnancies, of course, I had the morning sicknesses, but all good health. All my deliveries were natural, normal. I was every time fine after that. And my children had the best and most beautiful gift I have done in my life, accomplishment. And then I've been married too. So I don't have the end of the story, because I had to go through 2 different divorces. I felt rejected, forsaken for different reasons. And as I said, it's not the end of the story, because in my story, I'm 43 years old. It's not the end of my story. There has been some failures for the moment, but that great God who has touched my heart in my childhood, He has always been close to me in all these challenges, stormy times. He has always been here. And as I am, even if I don't hide anything, I could turn, the negative things into positive things. I could have accepted the lies, but no, I didn't. With the strength that great God gave me, I decided not to let these words to push me down and to be under the value of what He has for me. So I would like to invite you right now. Where you are now, stand up. Stand up physically. Think about words that have been given to you. Maybe they have been overcoming you. Maybe they have had an impact in your life. But I would like to give you the opportunity right now with me. It's like a game, but on the other hand, it's very powerful into your lives for now, to think, I'm not going to let these words to tell me what is going to happen in my future. In the past, okay, we cannot go back there, but for the future, there is a switch that can be made today. So I want to encourage you. So about what has been told on your head, like curses, what has been said about your family, your line, your family name, your last name. Today, I refuse to carry these curses, these negative words over me, and I take them away. And like this word, like you're not able, you can take away. Today I'm able. And you said the following. Concerning your eyes, maybe you've seen things that have hurt you, you've been traumatized, you didn't want to see them. It's the moment to say, I cannot go back, but I want now to see the things that will bring me into my future, a great future, and it's with my value. Concerning your mouth, you can go back to who have said things that you've said about your family or family members, children. I am sorry for these words, and I want to cancel the power of the words and just ask for forgiveness. And there is a powerful thing. Your ears, it's all what you've heard. Yes, what you've heard, and it has come to affect you from today on. I want to hear that come, and I want to select the things that will help me to bring, like seeds that will help me to go further, and not with high, and not what brings me down. Concerning the shoulders, you felt many times burdens. Of course, in the mentality, it has been too heavy to you as a single mother. I can tell you, I do it for myself. You just let this go because you can't carry all this. Concerning your hands, it's everything you do with your hands, all this, the craft, but also what you clean, also your work, your business. You can get back what has been stolen from you, and I want to get it back, what has been stolen from me, and to believe that the Redeemer, He brings it back to you, but even better than what I've lost. Concerning the whip here, it speaks about the strength that you have been told that you could not do things because you're not made for that. No, you can change it, and then the knees. As a mother, I'm also on my knees, not physically, but in order to pray for my family. And this you can believe and get it. This is my place in my family, in my couple. I want to pray. And then at the end, everything that concerns your feet, it's everything you do, where you go, you can believe that this is a territory that is given to you. It's not, you're not somebody, you're not playing somebody, you're not, but you go back to your balanced value with this great God, and that you are, and if you don't know Him yet as the great God speaking to you with a soft voice, and He can take you seriously, I encourage you to seek Him and to talk to Him where you today, and to say, come and visit me if there is something I don't know yet. I would like to get it to know. I wish you really the best. Be encouraged and please dream big. So hey ladies, it's soon the end. It's so nice to be with you. I hope that you enjoy as much as me, that we are together. Of course, there are only cameras, but I feel that you're here. We're going to finish with the video of Raphael. She's going to talk about the skin, about beauty too. And you know, we've done some gifts as well. And so for the first 50 girls, they've got something for the makeup, and the next 25, there is this special soap you can see on her website. She has created many things. She has many things to say about the skin. The beauty of a woman, you could see it, of course, first on the inside, and then you see on the outside. And more you are in the reconciliation, forgiveness, love and joy, more it can be seen on your face. So I want to encourage you to treat the best things into your heart first. And we are going to be with Raphael. Hello, I am Raphael. I am so honored to share my heart with you and to be in this movement. For me, to me, being in this gospel, it was my dream to create this 100% organic and healthy cream. And I would like to tell you about healing through natural products, but not only. We will go a bit deeper into that. We will see that the skin, it's like a mirror of our emotions. If you're shy, you will be red. If you're afraid, you become white or whatever. We can see that the skin will get everything. It sends a message into our brain, and this is sure. We know also all the skin disease. It's because of stress, also because of fears. Psychologists and skin specialists, they know that there is an origin in the psychology. So I would like to tell you, what does your skin say? It has something to tell us. It's like there is a special language. It gives an information and everything that is not told, in fact. So it's like our brain and the skin, there is a link in between. It's like you know, in the womb, at the 21st day in the womb, there is the skin and the brain at the same time coming, like fixing on the baby, on the fetus. So even if we are far away, even if we are online, we are here to try to understand. So what is this message? What is telling to ourselves? And through my experiences, for about 20 years, I'm trying, I'm researching in the Bible that I have met really a God of healing. I have seen so many times, it's crazy, I've seen physical miracles happening here, the kidney. There was like somebody who needed to forgive, a real forgiveness to release another person. I saw beautiful things with the skin. I understood that faith, it's a muscle that we can also train, and the words we will proclaim and we will declare, they are so powerful. So why a God of miracle? Raphael, my name, there is the origin in the Hebrew too, and it's about healing. Rapha is about healing, and El is the Lord. And I found him, it's my name. And I would like to encourage you through this video, what is God telling you? So go further than what... Because if he has done it for me, he will also do it for you. It's so moving to testify about a God that is alive. This is what I wanted to share with you. Don't stay alone. Let's stay connected, and I believe in you. Thank you that you are open and that you try to understand this message with more depth. I love you and see you soon. So, hey, the girls, it's soon the end.
Moi, j'aimerais déjà vous présenter.
I would like to introduce you the rest of my video.
Donc,
to
vous
have
allez voir Madame Duby en coach sportif comme vous
perfect
ne l'avez jamais vu. Mais c'est
stomach.
vraiment
It's Madame Duby as a coach, and it's really to help you. And if you don't know yet my YouTube channel, we will introduce it just after this video for beautiful abs. I created it just because I wanted to obey. God asked me start to do videos about the messages. It's not only for women, but of course I talk to women because I'm a woman myself, but I answer concerning questions about the couples or my revelations or principles of God, or if it's like more a teaching. But there is also a series concerning releasing and inner healing. If you have questions, there is probably a subject on my channel that will answer to you. Because some questions are like coming many times, and when I have interviews, I forgot to say I'm a pastor and I'm a psychologist diploma too. So I have met many people too, and through all these discussions, these conversations, I have seen how God has been able to touch people. I have more than 80 videos and enjoyed watching them. So we'll see just after. Hello girls! So we are on the red carpet, and you can put yourself just like this. So do you still see me? I hope. So, look, you stand up a little bit. The purpose is to work here, this muscle. It's you muscle everything around the rib. This is what we're going to do. So then it's going to be flat, more or less. And the purpose is that we feel good, that you can close your pants. So everything is done when you breathe out. You breathe out and it's going to contract. And then inside too, all these organs that are of our body. Very important to do it after a pregnancy. It will help to go to the toilet too and to self-confidence, to choose better, your clothes, or to put skirts or dresses, or anyway. So you follow. It's a little exercise, practical exercise. So you are in that position. So you breathe out and you contract at the same time. So ready? And then I let. So it's really to breathe out. We will do another one. Ready? And I try to keep it so long than possible, so much than possible. Now you will see even better. This is very practical to do it at the end of the day. It's about 15 minutes per day. So just before to sleep, I put my oil and I bless my stomach, I do a small massage, and then after that I have this position in my bed and I do it 5 times this way, 5 of them. And for 5 minutes about, and in the morning this is what I do. I do this way, gainage in French. I stay 50 seconds this way, and after I have a break, yes, and this is in the morning, and I do it 3 times this way. You could not go too up or too down, and you stay about 50 seconds and you let for 10 seconds about. You do it. This is what I do 3 times in my bedroom every day. 5 minutes. And during the day, maybe in your car, you just contract and you breathe out like this. You're driving and you just do this and you do this. It's very practical in the car. You can do it if you need to wait at the shopping. Now you have a mask, you can do it anywhere, and you just breathe out and you have this contraction in the same time. If you are standing up or in the car sitting or at a meeting even, of course, you have the masks everywhere, so you can do it whenever. And you do it in the morning, 5 minutes about. During the day, you have an habit, then you can do it 5 minutes. And in the evening, just like I did, it's just perfect. 15 minutes per day. And then your stomach is just beautiful and you're fine and you're happy. It changes your life. Because when you're fine in your body, when you feel good, it changes absolutely everything. Because if you eat well, you are healthy. You think better, clearer, you are more alert, you are joyful. Everything is fine when you are in a good health. And it's very important to sleep well, about 8 hours more or less to sleep. And it's very important to eat well, to do some workout. I was like, how can I get back to... And I was like, trampoline, no. Running, no, when you've had 6 children, this is not so good, but you can walk fast. You saw me too, for the cardio too. So in order to be fit, you can walk and the bicycle, and then that method. I hope it will help you. Don't hesitate to tell me how it goes. And bless your stomach, and don't forget to be reconciled with your stomach. Bye. So now it's the last time I talk to you. I'm sure that there will be other talk shows, other things for women. Don't hesitate to keep the contact and to be connected with us, to see the Facebook Gosp'Elles, Instagram Gosp'Elles. You can also send a mail to me, gosp'elles.fr. You can also contact me. I cannot maybe answer to everyone or all your questions, but maybe go to the channel of YouTube first. I was so happy, honored to be with you during all these hours together. You've heard the hearts of women, a man speaking to women. I really hope that you've been visited by God in the depth of your being, and I hope that you've been understanding that forgiveness will help you first. So don't hesitate to react and say things. I bless you. I bless also those who follow us and those who speak German or English or Spanish. It's a great adventure that starts together. I pray for you. I pray for your body, your spirit, your emotions, your soul, for your children, couple, families, and business. I want to declare that from today on, nothing stops you from going into your destiny. See you later. We finish now with Tam and her creations in music.
Tu es l'imprimeur des révélations, avec toi c'est sans pression. L'éditeur des sens qui fait sensation, fait vivre en pleine rémission. Mais comment as-tu fait pour tout gommer le brouillon de ma vie passée? Tu es celui qui m'a impressionné, lettre après lettre tu m'as gravé. Syllabe par syllabe, mot de jeu, phrase à phrase, à coup de mots. Comment as-tu fait pour tout gommer le brouillon de ma vie passée? De ma vie passée, de ma vie passée. qui gave l'origine. À travers les siècles nous est offert message fracassant, nos admissibles, séparant corps, âme, esprit. Mais comment as-tu fait pour tout calmer le brouillon de merveille de ma vie passée? S'abaisser pour aimer, s'abaisser pour contempler, oh, s'abaisser pour s'aider, s'abaisser pour se relever, oh, mettre toute notre espérance en l'eau, c'est comme être limité, rompre la beauté, céder à la panique, hors norme des standards trop élevés. Toi, tu sais, tu connais. Toi, tu sais, tu connais. Accepter, c'est adopter cette nouvelle opportunité, oh, 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 être au bénéfice d'une occasion rêvée, de pouvoir tout lâcher, oh, 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 tout peut être changé, tout peut être léger, libérer tous ces secrets, souvent inavoués, une nouvelle mentalité hors norme, d'un standard d'humilité. Ça vous est Lina, vous est oh, ça vous est Lina, vous est. Ça ce corps de souvenirs, je tente de poser les charnières du décor de ma vie. Oh, quand les montagnes s'éloigneraient, quand les collines chancelleraient, quand je regarde au présent à cet amour supportant la douleur, je crois en ce cœur débordant d'un sacrifice jaloux et fort. Quand les montagnes s'éloigneraient, quand les collines chancelleraient, quand je regarde en arrière, mes yeux se gorgent de souvenirs. Je tente de poser les charnières du décor de ma vie. Oh,